Hello, chat. Hello, chat. Yo, I'm hearing myself. Hello, chat. Yo, I'm hearing myself. There we go. Hello, man. How are you? How is Zahando? Is it better? Is it worse? We're continuing the 7.5 hour reaction.
Holding information from us.
Last time we learned out that it's probably an AI. The interloper thingamajig, and we watched some of the, I guess, the episodes, the demos he managed to get out of I mean, variety of games, and we learned one of the people involved in the ARG made a girlfriend out of the AI, probably the sentient AI, and kind of imprisoned her into the body of an NPC that he was, he liked, and then kind of killed the body so the AI might be free, and that might be the reason why everything is happening. But we'll see. We have 5 more fucking hours.
But
I'm also eating a pizza. That's an ad. Sorry.
After checkout, your Hightails
Episode 1. This screen matches the exact description given by the Digivision's passage.
Yes.
Anomi has been deliberately referencing 4.2 for this long without explaining anything. As time goes on, it appears more and more that Anomi is withholding information from us. But why?
Well, because it's an AI. Well, it's working for the AI. Or with the AI. Or he's just evil. While we're looking at
in the opening
conus.
Of this video, you can see an intro animated to stylistically look.
Before I forget, let me give you a subtitles, chat.
CGI. It bears
there
a
we go.
resemblance to the photo from the Lilico tape by 4.2. Is Anomi directly drawing a comparison here? This episode is also unique in its presentation. Before, information was mostly presented through on-screen text mixed with live reactions from Anomi. But this episode is different. This episode is presented through this scientist model voiced by someone from Project Skybox named Lucy.
Is that Edna? Or whatever her name was from Invincible? The woman that makes the suits, I don't remember her name.
Is this that L character we saw Anomi talk to during the portal incident? Also, how exactly is the presenter model moving like that? It's very similar to the way the dynamic NPCs move. But both in and out of universe, Anomi is a talented source filmmaker user. Is this Anomi flexing his SFM skills, or has Project Skybox found a
It looks more like stop motion animation, to be honest. Like clay figurines.
Dynamic NPCs. But ignoring the potential implications of Lucy's existence and focusing on the contents of her presentation, we can get some interesting insight on the history of the Source engine. It turns out 4.2 wasn't the only company interested in developing expanded artificial worlds, as that's exactly what Valve intended to do with the Source engine as well. However, according to Lucy, due to the sheer scope of the project, Valve had to dial it back to create the current Source engine that we know and love.
Of course.
The ambition was too big for the game, and more importantly, the engine. And as the shortcomings of technology became clear, the game became trapped, in a way.
Chad, when was Half-Life 2 developed? Well, I guess released. 10-ish years ago? 13? Between 13 and 16, I think it was something like that. What is the chance of Valve having the technology, or somehow, or somewhat the technology of making a virtual world with the AI? Suspicious, Valve.
Unable to breathe freely as it was originally intended to. The engine that was originally to bring this world to life became more like a prison, bound by limitation. These worlds simply don't have the required power
The
to
Matrix.
become truly dynamic.
Well,
They were
some of the
static,
Matrix.
really giving off the illusion of something more. An illusion that can quickly be broken.
When describing the limitations of their technology, the video shows what looks to be a dynamic NPC wandering a City 17 block in a source map. Lucy specifically uses words like trapped and dynamic, which instantly
I love
connects
the
us
source
to how
sounds in here.
dynamic NPCs are trapped in the source engine. This small tidbit gives us insight to how terrifying it must be to be a dynamic NPC. Valve intended to create a full sprawling world in the source engine, but
Also, sorry for me eating on stream. No, I normally don't do that. I've not eaten anything today and I'm starving.
that vision was unsustainable. Imagine being a dynamic NPC. You are fully sentient, you can feel emotion, you can interact with the world
You're
around
projecting.
you. But that world is small and it's empty. This vacant plot of virtual land acting as your prison cell. That is, until you're caught and tortured by forces far outside of your understanding. Episode 5 had Anomi venture out into the world of the Source Void, and the goal of this episode is to follow up on that and find out more. And the first step they take is crafting autonomous drones in Gary's mod to explore the void.
Gary's mod.
Before, Anomi would manually search the void, a tedious process that could take hours at a time. By automating the process, searching the void will be much more efficient as you can have multiple drones in the void at the same time. It
Okay.
even turns out that you don't even need to be in Gary's mod to use the drones. As long as the Gary's mod application remains open, after the
Okay,
drones are
weird.
launched, it's possible to view their POV in other games by activating the camera. The Source games truly are
Jesus Christ,
connected.
80 stream streak.
Another experiment Project Skybox does is recreating the route the Crasher took in Ida's Weird Crash video. In the description of that video, he says he found something in the void, and for the first time ever, we get to see what exactly he found out there.
Okay.
A hollow cube, and inside,
I'll reach
a
the
random formation of
cube.
4 letters and a small square
Hell.
on the ground. This must be what Ida found in the void, but what's the purpose
Oh,
of this
it's
structure?
Clem.
Anomi uses Portal RTX to get a closer
If
look
we
at the
exclude the
cube,
H.
but there's just one problem.
Bonk. I also saw a cultivation technique while browsing some movies. A guy ignores all sorry, magic damage if he says block during the strike. Ooh. That could work with the blood cultivation. Because normally you need to use your blood as a technique. So when he says block, unless the attack, I guess. Oh, actually, almost all damage, I guess, except slashes, or I guess weapon damage, will be magical. Because technically everything uses ki. I guess. Oh, sorry. Depending on the level. If he says block, kind of like the parry system in the Souls-like games, if he says at the correct time, the shield shows and then blocks the attack. One of those spears gets done for the duration of. Oh, kind of like command. I think that's what the spell was called in D&D. But how it will work? The weaker version of Izumaki's technique. Yeah. Oh yeah, or PowerPoint? Power word, yes. Or command, to be honest. Because I think you can command someone with command to do stuff. Could be again blood techniques. PowerPoint kill. It kills your PC. Error. There are probably quite a lot of secrets in that text. I will not read them. I will let the YouTuber explain it to me. Thank you.
Comes out of the void, making contact with the player,
Before you
causing
die.
a string of text to appear on screen before crashing. But wait, did you see that?
Nope.
Who's Jan?
Jan. Jan's movie.
Yep, that's right. The taco farting video was actually relevant to the lore. Jan
Of course
is
it
Ida's
is.
real name. And Jan is also a European name, which would explain how he found F-Sky. Whatever just happened here is likely a remnant of Jan's interloper investigation from years
Error.
ago. But if Ida is Jan, who's Johann from the sample
Johann
tool video?
Strauss.
And
Right
speaking of the sample
thing, if
tool,
I remember correctly.
you can see its logo flashing in the corner while the game crashes.
Okay.
But what exactly is this
also-
error sign entity? It moves in a strikingly similar way to the umbrella.
Oh, so by the way, chat, I don't know if I mentioned that, but warning, flashing lights and flashlights.
Man, slowly approaching the player and crashing the game on contact. And we already know that the Umbrella Man can take the form of an error sign.
Error.
But who's to say it isn't an Umbrella Man? Perhaps it could be a crasher, another entity
Well,
we've seen.
A single frame power word technique. I'm gonna go whisper. Ooh. I mean, yeah, instead of a power word kill, it's gonna be a power whisper kill. And it works only on things that have less than 50 health.
With the ability to crash games and look like an
And then
error
there is
sign. Only time
power
will tell,
yell
but whatever
kill.
this thing is, it's determined.
It works on people with 150
water
health.
system has always kind of been kind of contentious. You know, same with ladders. They just never work. Wait, what? What the hell?
However,
Error.
even though this strange error entity seems like it would be a massive setback in the investigation, it's actually the key to understanding the void. Every time the VRAD entity catches you, it will leave a file behind on your computer filled with information about the game's lighting. After experimenting, the Project Skybox crew finds out that you can create
Okay.
a camera-like mechanism of sorts and use the VRAD crasher to take a photo of areas in the void.
I
And only
guess.
creates this camera mechanism by creating a cube in Hammer. After he paints nearly every
The
surface of the cube
cube.
pitch black to absorb light. Inside of the camera, one of the surfaces is made into
So
a
he made
bright
a
reflective
camera.
material. This is for the light to be refracted onto. After, he simply adds a small pinhole in the side of the cube for light to pass
So he literally
through,
made
and
a
voila,
camera.
a rudimentary camera. Anomi uses
Damn.
his camera by placing himself at one of the void sites found in the previous episode, and waiting for the VRAD crasher to make contact with him. Then, by using the lighting data and implanting it into the camera map, the lighting data will be scattered across the reflective surface.
Whispering slash, which is a technique where it shoots a single whiff, where the skin makes. Oh damn! Oh, more like it should be more like a annoyance. Could be the technique that they teach children or young cultivators. Well, so they don't kill someone. So they teach it whispering slash, and I guess from the sword Dao, it starts with whispering slash, and then it evolves into, well, better slashes, I guess.
In the
That's a
camera,
cool idea.
creating a photograph. The benefit of this camera is that the photos it generates are in color. Before, we were
Color.
only able to see the void as textureless and gray through Portal RTX, but as it turns out, the world of the void is so much more vivid and colorful than we've been able to see. The downside is that these makeshift photographs
Like a thing you got hid, but you didn't. But it doesn't work when the person is actively. They are unfazed. Yeah, it's like a sneaking distraction tech. Yeah, it also could be. Oh yeah, he doesn't do damage. So his skills doesn't do damage. So you use whispering slash, and then again and again and again, and it doesn't do damage. And then at some point you'd use something other than a whispering slash, but they expect it, like they expect to be a whispering slash again, and then they get cut. Or it's at least easier.
Are incredibly blurry, but looking at them
Could be a
gives
combo
you
attack.
rough idea of what areas in the void might actually look like. These areas in the void being the last remnants of Valve's dream to create an entire expansive world in the Source engine. Not only that, but this world is alive. After taking multiple VRAD
Well,
photographs
kill it
in
then.
one area, Anomi discovers things moving in
They
the
just
void.
whisper slash.
Not only are these
That's
maps
like,
connected,
yeah.
they seem to have their own strange sort of ecosystem.
Okay. No, doing battle another guy. He's whispering slash. He's just dreaming about the combat and he's just whispering it. The Project Skybox Collective created a program titled Raven Check that attempts to search for the Umbrella Man graffiti in the Raven home, either way, every night. Like a debuffing navy. Oh yeah, could be. Or the technique could have started as a teaching technique to, well, teach the younglings, well, so they don't kill anyone by accident. But then some people, maybe from the sect, maybe from the plan, depending on where we put it, got it like, you know what, that kind of sounded useful actually, and then used it. Could be like a defense down air, or it could be could be a combo attack. Let's say one of your actions, depending how I do actions in the game, I'm not entirely sure yet. Let's say you have 2 actions, maybe. So you can use both of them to do Whispering Slash, which will be represented in the technique like 3 or 4 different slashes in one activation of the skill. And then next turn you're gonna have advantage on your attack because their defense will be down. Kind of like True Strike. Or maybe the next person will have advantage. Or something like that. Kind of like a distraction. The stronger form.
Yeah, speaking of the interloper stuff, you know,
The longest synonym of the word. Barricade, yeah.
Next time, we don't know when.
So instead of a slash, it's a... What is the longest synonym for a slash?
It didn't come back in November like we thought it would. But we are ready for the next time. You know? Yeah, I think we're ready. We even started working on a... we're making a source mod that we want to work with too.
Broke his legs.
Has created their own source field to experiment with the interloper mystery. And after a short while, Onomi takes off the headset to show what they've been working on.
The Umbrella
the source
Man.
mod is very simple. Project Skybox.exe as of right now is nothing but an empty map from Half-Life 2 Lost Coast. A small
Okay,
tech demo in the
lacerate.
Half-Life 2 universe.
Ooh,
Seemingly,
I like
the only
that.
addition is Lucy's model from Episode 7. However, shortly after loading into the Project Skybox source mod, Onomi had...
But it maybe needs to be in the same family, so the way it's whispering slash, because it also makes a little noise, because otherwise, because the way I'm thinking of it is when you use the attack, let's say it's just a energy wave like most other fantasy, I guess, games. When you use the when you use the attack, the skill, there is a certain whoosh, kind of loud sound that comes with the attack. But the Whispering Slash would be almost silent, and maybe that would be another reason for the name Abrasion. Oh yeah. Whispering Incision sounds cool as fuck.
has to leave. For half an hour, nothing happens while Onomi is gone. That is, until Ravencheck detects the Umbrella Man has returned. And Project Skybox has had plenty of time to prepare for this moment. Once the Umbrella Man is detected, a program opens called Skybox.exe that opens up various source games at once and autonomously generates demos on all of them. The
Hell
demos that
yeah.
get generated are live streamed to the audience, and throughout the stream, it shows demos from various games, all generated
Hell
in
yeah,
unison.
automated the
Some
ARG.
games work without a hitch. Half-Life 2, TF2, Day of Defeat, and more all begin to generate demos seamlessly, whereas some games don't seem to work at all. The Stanley Parable is incompatible with the interloper commands, and the program mistakenly opens Counter-Strike 1.6 over Counter-Strike Source.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Game on the wrong.
Like instead of the, like if you grab the stick and then make this, I guess move with the stick, you hear the. Instead of that, the whispering slash can be like just almost silent. It's like really like. You need to concentrate to hear it. So you just feel something, but there is no damage. You just feel like you've been cut somewhere, and you're like, oh, weird. And it's like 3 of those attacks coming your way. Coming. That played the floor. Go slashes with music. Oh, that'd be cool. I mean, that could be a different technique from the orchestra sect, or one of the musical sects. Like they struck a chord, and then the sound waves moves, which would be the sound. Which the sound wave will cut somehow. The Kung Fu Hustle movie. Oh, hell yeah. I've watched it, yeah. The Two Guitar Guys, yep. I need to rewatch that movie because I do not remember it that much, but I remember watching it and I remember it being
And
hilarious.
some games are partially compatible. For the first time, we see Source Filmmaker used with the interloper commands. This is an animation program Valve released using the Source engine. And while the stream doesn't play any demos, it seems to be generating something. Source Filmmaker could play a very important role in
Can't see
the
shit
series
there.
going forward. CSGO has always been unstable when using the interloper commands. This is because near the end of its lifespan, CSGO was pushing the boundaries of what Source was capable of and being ported to Source 2. And this makes generating demos for CSGO difficult. However, it is still somewhat functional with the command.
Oh, this is, ooh.
Wait, was that a Type 5
The
demo?
infinite slashes. Oh, that's
The stream
cool.
cuts before we can see. Another new interesting development we get through this new batch of demos is a whole new type of demo. This type of demo comes in abundance and doesn't fit into any of the current demo types. This is a
Redacted.
Type 6 demo.
What? Oh, there is trying to unalive itself.
In these demos, the player character will erratically no-clip around the map deleting entities. Whereas most demos seem to be from the point of view of dynamic NPCs,
Oh,
these
maybe we're
Type
watching
6 demos
from-
are likely from the perspective of crashers, as
Oh,
they search
yeah.
source maps and delete entities that they find suspicious. It's strange we haven't seen any of these demos until now, but after all of the experiments
Damn.
Project Skybox has conducted in the void,
I thought it would be the
perhaps
Umbrella Man.
Crashers are much more active, which leads to an increase in demos featuring crasher activity. And speaking of activity, during the stream, Portal RTX is moving. Not only that, it appears to be back on the checkerboard map from before the Portal 2 incident. Something
Okay.
about the Umbrella Man decal being back reverted Portal and caused it to
Okay,
move
all by
AI
itself
again.
rebooted
As the
the
stream
game.
continues, many games and demos are shown until a Type 5 demo is generated in Half-Life 2.
Okay.
Since the stream is pretty visually crusty at this
Jesus.
point, I'll use a higher quality version from after the stream. Although the Type 5 would be initially unnamed, fans of this series would begin to call it Hi Guy for a reason you'll quickly come to see. This would go on to be its canonized name.
That someone is
Besides
high?
the obvious outlier of Long Trap, Beach Dance is one of the longest Type 5s ever recorded.
Wasn't it Hi Guy?
And in the demo, a dynamic NPC walks towards a beach at sunset. He stands at the edge of
Weird.
the water.
Wasn't it called Hi Guy or something? Hey, it's the Umbrella Man again. I'm curious if the Umbrella Man.
Hi. Hi.
Why is it speaking?
Hi.
he says hi a lot. Before through body language, we can tell that dynamic NPCs have tried communicating before, but either nothing comes out, or that iconic Dr. Kleiner line comes out instead. Here, we see a dynamic NPC with the capability to actually communicate through words.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. It
To
just
be
says
aggressively
hi.
hospitable to his new umbrella-toting friend.
I don't think he can speak.
Hi.
He just says hi. That's creepy. What's the chance of the umbrella man being the AI? Alright. Oh. Pantairo's up. He's having a seizure. Oh no, he's just bobbing his head.
Hi. Hi.
What the fuck is that?
After dancing for a while,
Oh,
the
Hi
umbrella man
Guy.
grows suspicious of Hi Guy and chases after him,
Okay.
distorting and contorting his body beyond recognition. Just like the cheapo model in Misty, this radio was likely a trap laid by the Umbrella Man to catch a dynamic NPC. After the tragic death
Okay.
of Hi Guy, this stream ends.
What is
However,
the chance
next day,
of,
Anonymous will upload a condensed version of the stream with a shocking new development.
What is the chance of the
Demos
umbrella man being the
generated after
AI
stream
trying to
lost
hurt the
connection.
other
And
rogue
after
AIs?
picking up the pieces of the previous night's events, Anomi makes some discoveries. Remember how Portal RTX reverted to the checkerboard map during the stream and seemingly acted on its own? Well, something substantial must have happened
What
while no
the
one was watching,
fuck?
because it fully reverted back to the base game. With Portal 1 back to normal, Project Skybox has just lost their main tool for navigating the void. Even
Okay.
after the disappointing loss of RTX, it appears another new lead has just appeared. During the demo
Hey, it's the costume lady again.
Anomi had left the Project Skybox source mod open. But pay close attention, because something has changed.
Jesus.
That's right, because I was showing it before I left. I think I just forgot to close it. Okay. So this has just been running the whole time. It seemed like I tried to actually do anything. Like,
The keen-eyed of you may have noticed that Lucy's head was following Anomi as he moved around.
Oh yeah, it
Something happened to
was.
this model, and it looks to have become possessed. Looking at the final
She
demo
was
generated to give us
possessed.
some more context. The final demo that was generated during the Tuesday incident was in TF2, but
Okay.
upon loading into it, it sadly appears to just be a standard Type 3 demo.
maybe it played for too long.
Appears to look like a standard Type 3 demo. I think that's the key word. Oh! Lost connection to the server.
But not for long. Just like the Portal 1 incident of Interloper 2, Anomi loses connection to the F-Sky server.
Oh, now we're
Before,
glitching Team
that
Fortress.
resulted in something wild happening. Here, that is no different. In the text box, you can see a message reading bye-bye. This obviously correlates with Anomi losing connection to F-Sky, but there's also been instances in the past with hello and goodbye messages appearing in the text
Okay.
chat. Something is directly communicating to Anomi.
Well, one of the
And I
AIs
don't believe
probably.
It's F-Sky.
Jeez. Wait, what? What the fuck is that?
I think your soul is leaving you. Please chase it.
What?
Yes, my Russian friend. Suspicious. Is he trying to catch his soul back? That should have been named High Guy. Because he's high and he's a guy. Jesus.
Although the generation of this demo was far from normal, it
Gravel
too
grave.
would go on to be classified as a Type 5, named Gravel Grave. After losing connection to the servers, some sort of
You
weird
raise-
dynamic NPC
Well, I don't know how that song
using a
goes.
contorted
Gold
heavy
goes.
model walks out in front of the player. As this happens, the demo suddenly morphs into a Type 6, as the POV erratically focuses on the anomaly and repeatedly tries to delete it from the world. But for some reason, this thing is resilient and instead floats up to the sky.
Maybe because
and
it's
starts
himself?
rapidly jiggling. This Type 3 Type 6 demo hybrid is by far the weirdest and most unexplainable demo generated that night. And
Okay.
the implications of this demo may shake up how we view demos as a whole so far. The demo starts as a typical Type 3
Not entirely sure
Wonder
what
demo,
stands it there.
But when a Nomi loses connection, a second dynamic heavy NPC spawns. Two entities came from one body. But how and why did this happen? Well, my theory isn't rock solid, and it involves a very botched retelling of Kingdom Hearts lore of all things, but
What?
hear me out, I'm going somewhere with this. In Kingdom Hearts, there's two main types
What
of
the fuck is
enemies,
doing? What the fuck is
Heartless
Goofy
and
doing there?
Nobodies. In the Kingdom Hearts universe, when someone dies, their soul transforms into a Heartless and their body into a Nobody. I'll spare you a 7-hour lore dump, just keep in mind that one deciding event
A simple
splits
and
one being
clean.
into two separate entities. In this demo,
I was
after
correct, he
connection
was
lost,
chasing
the
his
heavy
soul.
splits into two entities, a dynamic NPC and a crasher. Perhaps these mechanical crashers originate from being torn from their host body, just like a Nobody and a Heartless.
I was
And
technically
this wouldn't
correct,
be
and
the
damn,
only
I'm a
time we've seen this
genius.
happen either. During episode 2, this same exact thing happens as well. After losing connection, the dynamic NPC is split between a dynamic NPC and a
To explain
crasher,
Kingdom Hearts,
which a Nomi
Jesus.
has the ability to control. Does this mean Type 1 through 4
What the
demos
fuck?
are from the POV of one of these unsplit
What do you mean it's
entities?
not enough?
That remains to be confirmed or denied. This theory is just an attempt at rationalizing this bizarre event. This moment marks
Jesus.
the end of episode 8. However, we're not done digging into the content of it. Not even close. Just like episode
Oh,
2, in
we're
the description of
glitching.
the video,
Hey,
Adobe has included the
Vinrar.
files for every single demo generated during the Tuesday incident. Over 460 demos and 14 generated maps to look through.
Let's get interloping.
Within the zip file, titled The Tuesday Manifest, there are
Wait,
over
isn't that a
400
RAR
demos
file?
split
'Cause it's
across 6
technically
games. CSGO,
the
Day of
WinRAR
Defeat
logo.
Source, Half-Life 2 Episode 2, Half-Life 2, the base game, Team Fortress 2, and Source Filmmaker. Even though during this stream we couldn't see what was happening with Source Filmmaker, it appears it did produce tangible files to look through. Starting with Day of Defeat Source,
Okay.
this game contains one generated map. This map is a maze-like tightrope course, and at the end of the maze is a big textureless ball.
No,
Just
that's
like
a
the
black
maps
hole.
From episode 1's Type 5s, the Map Properties tab reads F-Sky Server Generation. These weird maps were generated using some algorithm or AI that F-Sky was developing. This is very fitting because, as we know, F-Sky's main goal is to develop artificial worlds.
Okay.
What's more interesting
Can
than
you
the
just
map,
jump?
however, is a note included from an F-Sky developer.
Why does this one keep trying to build mazes? A checkered ball isn't really the best prize?
For some reason, this algorithm really likes building maze-like structures. This would explain
bit
the strange maze
strange,
in Portal 2
but okay.
from episode 4.
We'll
And
listen
we'll
when you
see
don't
more
judge
maze-like
yet.
maps in the future. Since these maps are created by a self-learning AI, perhaps
Oh, it
these
can go
mazes
wrong,
are
huh?
created to sort of challenge itself. Or perhaps the AI is trying to hide something. But this maze
Oh, both.
isn't all, as there's 104 demos for Day of Defeat to comb through, and there's some interesting demos to take note of. Many of the interesting demos happen to be Type 6 demos, and one of these Type 6s is especially interesting. In Data 104, the Crasher POV deletes a soldier entity and flies through the source void for several minutes.
Fly me to the moon. Let me crash your game. I don't think he's feeling okay, chat.
Before interacting
Oh yeah, he's
with
definitely not
something,
feeling okay.
This demo shows us how crashers work. They travel through the void from map to map, scouting for suspicious entities. And should they find something they deem suspicious, they delete it before moving on. Another interesting
Not entirely sure how that was suspicious, but okay.
21.
21? Sorry. I was stalking someone. Ah.
In this demo, the POV stares ahead. Behind this gate, you can barely see the model of a soldier poking out. And at the very end, the POV says hi in chat, and the demo ends. While this may seem like a small oddity at
Maybe
first,
maybe it's so
remember
another
back to
AI.
Ida's ghost hunting series.
Oh, Jesus. I'm sleepy today.
We're watching Ida from the POV of whatever was stalking him across source games. Looking towards the TF2 files, we gain more information about Ida and F-Sky. The TF2
Damn,
files include a bunch of
that
strange
guy looked
oddities,
creepy.
such as the heavy donut,
What
which
the fuck?
I feel is pretty self-explanatory. There's
No,
also
it's
another
not.
strange
Explain
maze
yourself,
map,
please.
And this. This map is nothing but a small enclosed space
Alex?
with the letters ELX written in
Alex?
blocks. A note from an F-Sky developer reads,
I think MapGen started learning.
Well,
Learning
hopefully it
what
didn't.
Exactly. We've seen this strange writing before in the Steel Cube from episode 7. Are these structures generated as some sort of way for the MapGen AI to communicate? What is the goal of these messages? We see a similar message spelled out in a modified version of Gravel Pit. However, this message is something we
F-Sky.
can actually recognize. F-Sky. This heavily resembles the message left behind in the modified 2 fort from the Fortress Type 5. Is the MapGen trying to warn us of F-Sky?
Yo, a second bot in a row,
Gives us even
damn.
stranger results. There's quite a few interesting demos included in TF2, and one of them is Data 52. This demo shows the POV following the exact route the crasher took in Ida's Weird Crash video. Just like the Day of Defeat demo, this is a remnant of Ida's interloper investigation. And
Okay.
just like Ida's investigation, the game will crash at the exact moment Ida's video did. This is because inside the demo file itself lies a secret message.
I think he's
For
in the...
server A, D-Lock, flagging his player input activity November 20th, 2023.
Okay.
Interesting. Something happened on November 20th that caught F-Sky's attention. It was right around
Oh,
this
they're still
time
alive,
that
F-Sky.
Anomi was conducting his own experiment
Okay.
on CP Steel. Is it possible that November 20th is the day that Anomi experimented with Steel and it somehow alerted F-Sky? If the things Anomi does get sent back to F-Sky, just how much do they know? Another
Probably
anomalous
everything.
demo is Data 43.
And they're probably using
Just
him
like the Steel demo,
well to
this
get
demo
information
will
on their
crash the
AI.
game because of a secret message hidden in the data file.
For server A, not sure what this is or how it got here. Expunging this for now. Check later.
Whatever this demo contains,
Okay.
it's so strange that not even F-Sky knows what it is. Here is the full thing.
Mission begins in 30 seconds.
Hello, narrator lady. God, I've not heard that voice in a fucking while.
Mission begins in 10 seconds.
I think they are trying to talk to us, chat.
4, 3,
Anomi, either stop beating the drums or stop beating your mic, please.
The POV uses voice chat to play the Half-Life 2 distorted trumpet song, overlaid with loud banging. Perhaps this is an NPC trying to communicate with us, but
Could be.
what this message is supposed to convey is beyond me.
That you need to play
However,
Half-Life
I've saved by
2.
far the most interesting TF2 demo for last. This one contains another hidden message from F-Sky.
For server A, what? How did they get in here? Removing this chunk from the data stack.
Okay. Not entirely sure what they're talking about. 175. Ah, no, me. Oh, it's AI. It's the AI. Oh, wait.
What do you mean? Your recent videos, man, you need to cut that out.
Why are you doing this to me now, too?
Dude, it's just fucking creepy, man. Seriously, just take down the videos. Do something else.
Why do you have to hate me, too?
It's
What?
not hate. I'm serious.
I'm not
Just
entirely sure what the
stop.
fuck is happening.
Get some help or something. I'm done helping with voices, too. You're gonna need a new voice actor.
Whatever, man. I'm just gonna delete everything then.
Don't do that, man. We worked hard on those videos together.
I'm worthless. And I'm gonna delete everything.
Dude, stop.
Okay, I guess.
Goodbye, J-Man.
Bye. I guess. Meow. He's going back to home.
This is a
E.T.
bombshell.
going home.
We knew Ida had worked with a partner for his videos, but we never knew who or how big of a role they played. It turns out the partner was J-Man, the person from the Half-Life 2 forum to crack the code.
Okay.
The first person to generate an interloper demo. It was him who was working with Ida all along.
Suspicious.
It was him doing the voiceover in all of Ida's videos, which means we've never heard Ida's voice. And now we know who Johan is. We know Ida's name is Jan, so it only makes sense for J-Man to be Johan. This conversation seems to be
Jan,
the exact moment
Johan.
where Ida snapped and started creating his goodbye video, subsequently deleting his whole channel. It appears Ida's fascination with the Mona and crafting the perfect Tulpa girlfriend netted him significant
no, not the
blowback
Tulpa
from
again.
his viewers and even his video partner.
Absolutely traumatized from
After
the
this
Who's
conversation,
Lila
Ida
7-hour
would delete
video
everything,
from
and
Float
J-Man
Peacock.
would fade into obscurity. But not forever, because J-Man was the person who sent the archivist the DM editor video. And if my theory is true that someone from Project Skybox is in control of the Idamona archive, could that mean that J-Man himself is a part of Project Skybox?
Oh no.
This demo also raises a concerning question. How exactly did F-Sky get a hold of this conversation? The files for Source Filmmaker contain some surprises as
It's
well.
written in the chat,
The
fuck
first
you
of those surprises
mean?
being that it even works at all. Since Source Filmmaker isn't even a video game, rather an animation software using the Source engine. Source Filmmaker also doesn't use demos. However, the interlope command was able to generate files. Demo files. So, to even load the files at all, you need to change the file name from DEM to DMX. When you do load them, what you are met with are eerie clips of TF2 characters being contorted
He's trying to
at
scratch
random,
his back chat.
strange, purposeless
Ignore him.
sequences. The SFM files are
The
weird
early
and
90s?
uncanny, and every single one
I guess the
contains
late
mentions
80s?
of F-Sky. It seems
I
they
hate shows
even
in
messed around
progress.
with it too, as one of the demos features a dark, empty hallway for a long period, until a boot jump scare flies at
Spooky
the
game.
screen and leaves a special note for you. The strangest of the SFM demos is number 35. This one takes place in the same area that Spooky Coast does. Over
I guess it's
time,
because
various
they're in the
props will fly from all
same
around, converging into a
database.
single
Maybe
place.
that's why you
And when they
can
do,
what the fuck?
that is one of
Use
the
Filmmaker as well.
traversing drones. Somehow, it ended up being captured in SFM. F-Sky knows what Anomi's been doing, and this demo almost seems to be taunting him. CSGO is hardly functional. Every demo lags, and some demos don't even load at all. There's a couple of interesting maps, but most don't contain any important information. I think it's safe to say that CSGO is a dead lead. However, I swear we caught a glimpse of a Type 5 during this stream.
Okay. Wow, 60 minutes worth of a surgery. Jesus Christ, I guess. Oh, we're back in VR. Jesus. Not entirely sure what I'm looking at. I know I'm falling asleep. Not because of the video, but because I've not really slept last night. I couldn't. Come on, go into the void. No, not what I meant, but okay. At least it listened. And we landed on something. Weird. He listened. I mean, he is in the void, just the wrong one. I told him to go up, he went down. And now he's somewhere in the back rooms. Something 10%. Are we increasing the shareholder value only by 10%? Come on, AI. Do better. Jesus, I'm falling asleep. Ow. I kicked myself. I'm not entirely sure if I like the bells in here, chat. I'm expecting to see the umbrella... Oh! The umbrella man somewhere in there at any second now. Oh yeah, there we go. We're running from him. Or maybe towards him? I know, we're running from him. I'm just not... Oh, an actual jump scare. Let's go. Let's go, an actual jump scare.
Initially, when I uncovered this Type 5, I gave it the nickname Office Head. Later, Anomi would actually adopt my nickname as the official canon name for this Type 5. This demo features
did he
these
actually
weird,
participate in
giant
the ARG?
floating head entities roaming the halls of CS Office. However, it's not the regular version of Office that these heads are in. They're in a much less detailed, darker version of the map, mostly devoid of color, resembling the RTX demo void much more than the average source map. This dynamic FBI NPC was dragged here for some reason, and it appears
It was because of me, sorry.
Right before the giant head ambushes the NPC, you can catch a glimpse of a corrupted dynamic NPC, the same kind we've seen previously, most notably in Spooky Coast. But just what exactly is this floating head thing? Well, I immediately
the Umbrella
noticed
Man
that
is
this head
it
bears
needs a
striking
body to inhabit,
resemblance
so...
to the Umbrella Man. In
Yeah.
my notes, I started referring to these things as Umbrella Heads, and the nickname stuck for me. There is a connecting thread between Umbrella Men, F-Sky, and Giant
An
Head
Umbrella
models.
Woman.
The Make Face program. Are
Oh
these
no, an
giant
Umbrella Woman.
heads the result of the Make Face program? Exploring through the Half-Life files may give us some more of the information we need. Included in the Tuesday Manifest are the files for the High Guy Type 5 demo.
Jesus.
Perhaps we can learn more about the Umbrella Men there. Playing the demo on your own, you can see something fascinating. That is the actual Umbrella Man model. In the demo files we've previously received, the model of the Umbrella Man was always replaced with an error sign.
Well,
But here, we
the
have
model
our
is in
hands
that
on the
game?
real Umbrella
Maybe
Man
in that
model,
server?
which means we can even see the model's name.
Bum bum. Windows. Oh, Olive.
Olive. That is a strange name, and I doubt they're named after Olive Garden. The name Olive remains an enigma.
Okay.
But it's not the first mention of the name, as it was also seen in the Make Face demo. What could possibly be the connection here? That's not the only enigma in Beach Dance. Loading the map in Hammer, you'll notice a
Jesus.
strange area located
I'm
above
not that
the
sure what a
map.
hammer is.
That's easy to miss. A cube structure, and inside, another secret message. Hi, Con. This is the third time now we've seen F-Sky Map Gen hide a secret message into a map, and we're still no closer to figuring out what it's trying to communicate. This is
That
far
is in
from the
hell.
only strange oddity hidden in the Half-Life demos. Demo 44 in Half-Life 2 is a Type 6 where the crasher focuses on the spot where the Umbrella Man decal spawns. It seems this is because the crasher sensed anomalous activity from this spot. Another demo contains this strange map that, upon further investigation, is an
Ow.
old custom campaign map that can be seen in an old video created by Anomi. Even F-Sky seems surprised this map worked its way into the servers.
Okay.
Where did this come from? Was this in the dataset? Check for overfitting.
Data 13 is another strange one, featuring this map with these odd platform structures. Diving into this map in Hammer reveals some interesting details. So far, every map we've seen in the files has been generated by F-Sky's map generation.
Jesus.
However, this map is labeled as an F-Sky server commit. This map
Commit?
was man-made.
What are we committing to?
But what is the purpose of this structure? A hidden
Shooting
note
someone?
gives us a clue.
Containers. Use this container file to store relevant structs for general use. Make sure all BSP packets are at least 256 by 256 before feeding it in, please.
No. Well,
These
relatively
maps are
correct.
for storing something. But what?
Information.
Looking at this structure shows a player start in the middle platform. And the platform is surrounded in a material that prevents you from seeing anything from the outside. What's the point of restricting vision from inside the cube? It almost resembles some sort of
Wait, isn't it
abstract
restricting
jail
vision
cell.
from
Inside this cube, you are
outside?
forced inside this inescapable cell.
Oh no, you can see from inside. Okay. Yeah, they put the AI or something inside and then give it something.
And you cannot die in. But perhaps it's better to be stuck in these empty cells than to be stuck with Ida Machinima. On this same day the Tuesday Manifest was released, the Idamona Archive would re-upload the 8th and final episode of his ghost investigation.
Okay. Oh. Welcome to Signalis, boys. Press F to doubt.
It's crazy to think about how far we've come since the investigation began. And to those of you that stuck with us and never stopped believing, thank you.
I never started believing, yes.
Because we have
Everyone.
finally made a huge breakthrough.
Did you
might
though?
remember last time when the interlope ESP tool was finally removed from the game for good last year?
Some sort
Not
of tool
really.
has stopped working related to the interloper commands. You can see in the console, Ida has typed in a command to send a demo. Every time we've seen the
Okay.
interloper commands used before, it's with the command GET, pulling demos from the F-Sky database.
Ow.
But it appears Ida's been sending demos directly to F-Sky. This may
Oh, he
explain
was
how Ida's
looking
had
for
the
them.
ability to do things Anomi can't, such as generate demos on specific maps. This video was originally uploaded in 2013.
Makes sense.
So it was perhaps during this time when the F-Sky servers went dark, only briefly becoming active once per year. Believing the interloper phenomenon to be paranormal, Ida writes this off as a supernatural occurrence.
Of course.
During the yet unseen 7th episode of the
I guess
Ghost
that's
Hunting
why they gave him the
series,
permission
Ida
to do
had
demos,
captured an
because they
entity
knew he
by
won't
establishing
figure
a
it out.
connection with it and cutting it off. The entity
That's
then
the
has
other
the
theory.
ability to possess a mind.
Ew.
This is eerily accurate to the events of
Ew.
episode 8.
It's
Onomi
fluid.
establishes connection with an entity, and the connection is cut off, leaving a model to be possessed. Anomi
Okay.
has just kidnapped an entity and trapped
Ooh,
it,
Jesus.
and he doesn't even know it yet. And what is this program he's using? Ida calls it Box Rocket, but it looks exactly like the DM editor. And Box Rocket isn't just any random name either. It's the old in development name for Source Filmmaker. And that's not all either.
Not entirely sure why.
This UI looks strangely familiar. I remember as I was going through the Tuesday Manifest, I had Source Filmmaker open on one monitor and OBS on the other monitor to record.
Okay.
As OBS recorded SFM, I turned to my second monitor and saw this. This is almost the exact same UI as the DM editor.
Well, because
also
he's using
known
the same thing
as
then.
Box Rocket. And it's the same UI as a leaked SFM beta.
Okay.
The DM editor is Source Filmmaker, or at least
I
some old
not
forgotten
entirely sure
version
how
of it.
Source
This would
Filmmaker
explain
works.
Everything. It would explain the original screenshot. It would explain why the dynamic NPCs are so expressive, because they are to serve as believable actors in the program. It would also explain why it's able to edit demos. I used to theorize that Source Filmmaker
Yeah,
would
me
play
too.
an important role in the series, but never
I know it's
once
to make
did it cross my mind
short
that Source
films, well,
Filmmaker
animated
was the game
shorts, I
editor.
guess, and
This
animated movies
revelation was
with the
already
Source
been hinted at as
engine,
far
but
back as
how the
episode
fuck
4,
does it work
and
is
Ida
beyond me.
has just managed to trap an entity inside of it. Just like in episode 3 of his
Well,
ghost
he
hunting
got a
series, Ida creates
ghost.
a Ouija-like room with the intention of getting an answer from the entity. It seems like the entity spells a bunch of meaningless gibberish.
Well,
But
the AI
Ida,
doesn't know
ever
how to speak
superstitious,
yet.
sees something else.
Adam, are you okay, boy? Oh, the way Kratos was that, boy. Can you believe it? Yes. He flipped the letter. He almost did
Ida's
a letter
confirmation
flip.
bias leads him to believe that he sees the word Mona, his dream imaginary waifu. And
Of course.
since Ida is so obsessive and believes he is dealing with a real spirit, well,
Ah,
I bet you can
of
see where
course.
this is going.
Oh no, my
This
game was
is the Mona's origin.
possessed
Ida didn't
by my
simply
girlfriend.
create the Mona,
Ooh.
no, he kidnapped it and tortured it endlessly. In the video, you
Well,
can
that took
even
a dark
see
turn.
that he creates a giant hurt box to hurt the entity to make it more submissive. And why? To force it into a female body. It's
I
not hard to see why
guess.
J-Man was so disturbed with Ida's actions. At the end of the video,
Jesus.
Ida shows a clip of the Mona escaping and possessing his game. But if his final upload is anything to go by, he would find a replacement. Perhaps the Mona we
Oh,
see
no.
in his final video is a replacement for the original entity, and this
Probably.
Mona from the ghost hunting video would go on to become the VRAD error from Interloper Episode 7,
Ooh.
haunting the source void almost like a vengeful spirit. Although that is the end of Ida's video,
Maybe
there's
that's it's an
still
error
one more
because
upload to look
the
at.
AI, I
Uploaded
guess,
shortly
spirit
after
in
the episode
quotation marks
8
does not have
upload,
a
video named
MC body to be in.
Correcting the Record
Oh.
appeared on the archive channel. This is another clip that was given to the archivist, and the description reads,
The original clip from episode 8 had a very obvious cut in it for some reason. I pestered him for a reason and a copy of the video recording, but he declined me for 2 years straight. I actually had to
Jesus.
trick him into giving me the full 8 minutes uncut. Please upload this alongside the episode 8 re-upload on the same day, just so people know what actually happened. Thanks
Okay.
for reading.
in the previous
Not
upload,
entirely sure what he
although
means.
it may be hard to spot, during the name spelling time lapse, there's an obvious jump cut in the footage.
Oh.
Ida was hiding something
Oh
from
no,
us.
Ida.
But what?
What are you
In the
hiding?
uncut video, the entity actually spells something. Not some random combination of letters, not some meaningless
Help
gibberish.
me.
No, an actual answer. Olive. I didn't
Oh.
capture just some random entity. He caught an Umbrella Man. This isn't the last place the name Olive is shown either. Let's go back to the Makeface demo.
Okay.
Even though it's hard to make out, you can just barely see a legible word on the bottom right.
No, you can't.
Olive.vtf. This model, this
I mean, I
recreation
guess-
of a real person has the same name as the Umbrella Men entities. The same entities we see with giant floating heads and Office Head. It all connects.
I guess the olive turned
And we're not the
evil.
only ones who know.
The AI turned evil and wanted revenge against Ida. Well, understandable after what Ida did, so I
Anomi
guess.
opens this episode by discussing the Office Head Type 5 demo from the Tuesday Manifest, and a revelation he made regarding it. During the Tuesday Manifest, a wide variety of source applications were running and generating demos concurrently. Among the source clients used were CSGO and
Oh, damn.
Source Filmmaker. We now know
Oh, he
that
wanted to repeat the
SFM is
thing again.
deeply tied to the Interloper mystery due to its connection to the DM editor. But Anomi discovers something about the Office Head Type 5 that makes SFM even more mysterious.
Okay.
As the Office Head Type 5 demo was being generated, Source Filmmaker was completely frozen. This is because as the demo was playing out, SFM was generating an output file. This file
it was
would
animating
turn
the
out to be
demo.
an image depicting the moment the office had ambushed the FBI dynamic NPC.
Oh,
These two
not
programs
entirely sure
were
why, but okay.
communicating with each other. Anomi even speculates that the reason CSGO was so slow while generating Office Head was because of this connection with SFM.
I
Source
guess.
Filmmaker is going to be a huge lead going forward, but investigating the program and
Jesus
its
Christ, that's
ability
like
to
stop motion
communicate with other
animation.
source teams
Jesus.
will be difficult. If you remember from the Tuesday Incident livestream, while all the other games were generating interloper demos, Portal RTX, the tool by which Anomi and Project Skybox are able to research the interloper commands, had a mysterious brief spike in activity, but suddenly reverted back to the normal base game with no interloper functionality.
Maybe they
We can only
moved
theorize
to
as
another
what
game?
Portal RTX
The
is
AI
up
at
to.
least?
As the bit rate of the video is so low, it makes it impossible to decipher. If I had
What do you
to
mean? I can see all the 3
maybe
pixels.
F-Sky caught on to what Anomi was doing and found a way to sabotage Portal RTX. Nonetheless, with Portal RTX out of the picture,
Oh yeah, that's also
it means
possible.
that researching the interloper mystery has essentially hit a brick wall. That is, except the curious anomaly in Project Skybox. Anamade and the Project Skybox team named it the Sky Ghost. So, what exactly is the Sky Ghost?
Another
In
AI.
episode 8 of Ida Mishinima's ghost hunting series, he details the steps he took to capture an entity just
And
like
it is
the
actual
Sky Ghost.
souls.
Establish a connection with the entity
Oof,
and
Jesus.
close it off, leaving the entity trapped. This is exactly what happened with the Sky Ghost. A connection was opened during the demo generation and closed when Portal RTX reverted. Later, we'd see Ida's ghost spell its own name using letters. Olive. Being able to
Okay.
spell and decipher language means that this entity is very intelligent. And within the files of the Tuesday Manifest, we see that the name of the file for the Umbrella Man's model is Olive. Between
maybe
the
it's not Olive, but
intelligence
all
and the name that they
live.
share, I'm certain that within the body of this model is the trapped essence of the Umbrella Man, like an AI possession.
I mean,
So how
yeah.
does one even begin
I mean,
to
it's literally
investigate
an AI
anomaly
possession,
like the
so-
Sky Ghost? Project Skybox has an idea. Lucy, a member of Project Skybox, reaches out to Anomi, frantically messaging him not to shut down his game. This is because the Sky Ghost anomaly is tied to the current runtime of the Project Skybox source mod. Turning off the
Okay.
game, updating the game, a power outage, rebooting the game, anything happens to this current runtime of the game, the Sky Ghost disappears, and with it, all hopes of investigating the interloper mystery.
Oh no, we're
So Project
torturing
Skybox
it.
has a vested interest in keeping the Umbrella Man's essence trapped
We're not
within
better
this
than
model.
either, chat.
Let me remind you that many times Project Skybox has obfuscated the truth and omitted key details in the investigation. They aren't exactly as trustworthy as they present themselves, and I believe that their interest in Anomi Sky Ghost goes beyond wanting to understand the interloper mystery. However, there's one problem holding back Anomi from investigating the Sky Ghost. They've become completely unresponsive. So much so that Anomi and the Project Skybox Collective are unsure of whether or not it's even still in there. In Ida's investigation, he showed it was possible for a Sky Ghost type entity to breach containment and cause silly antics in Source games.
Well, that's not
So
good.
who's to say the same thing hasn't happened here? But it's important to remember what we're dealing with here isn't some sort of mindless drone like a crasher or your average Twitter user. What we're dealing with here is something with intelligence.
Jesus, you don't
like
have
a
to be
Reddit
that
bot.
evil.
Umbrella Men have shown time and time again to be intelligent by stalking prey, setting traps, and understanding and comprehending language.
If Twitter
This thing
users
is capable of
could
putting on
understand
an ad.
language,
The Sky
they'll be
Ghost
really angry right
inactivity
now.
is quite possibly a veneer the Umbrella Man is using to feign
God, I'm sleepy.
ignorance.
Jesus.
It wants to convince the Project Skybox Collective that it's not actually a spooky anomaly in the hopes that they shut down the game runtime and in turn set the entity free. So essentially,
Oh,
what
that
we have
entity will
here is
be
some sort of weird game
angry.
Can Project Skybox crack the veneer and prove the entity is still within Lucy? And can the entity stall out Project Skybox long enough that they get bored and move on? Fortunately for Anomi, he has a guide
Okay.
to work from, Ida's archive channel. During
Ha.
Ida's experimentation with the Mona, he discovered something that provokes behavior in a trapped Umbrella Man,
Okay.
hurting them.
Oh,
In episode
no.
8 of his ghost hunting series, Ida is able to build a container in the form of a cube to trap the entity, and he covers the entire map with a hurt trigger that constantly damages the entity inside.
Oh, but that
He
feels
then leaves
evil,
the entity
though.
trapped in these conditions for days on end. At this point in the series, we know very well that these entities are very much sentient and capable of emotion.
Oh god.
So I find it very disturbing imagining
Same?
the pure raw agony that entity must have felt, completely alone, in the dark, in constant pain from the hurt trigger for endless days. This torture works at breaking the Mona and provokes this reaction.
Oh, it's screaming at me, chat. Kill it.
Keep this in mind, specifically the twitching and seemingly random noises. If Anomi can recreate these conditions,
I don't think the noises are random, but okay. I think it's screaming.
That is, unless the Sky Ghost can stop it first.
Huh?
Huh?
What the hell is this? Did you put an error here?
Oh, sorry.
Oh. Oh. No. I saw you.
While Anomi is inactive, the
Yeah.
Sky Ghost spawns an error sign before realizing Anomi is keeping tabs on them, which forces them back to their inactive state. We've seen before that
was
Umbrella Men
looking
have the ability to
outside.
spawn objects and manipulate the world around them, such as the radio they spawn in High Guy. And it looks like they can retain at least some sort of that ability while trapped in a model.
Yeah, they were looking
Unfortunately, the model is
outside,
an error,
chat.
so we don't know exactly
He wanted
what
to
it
be
is.
free.
Anomi has two ideas on how to handle the Sky Ghost. The first is importing nearly every model from every source game into the Project Skybox mod, so if the Sky Ghost spawns a new object, they'll most likely know what it is. Now, the map is strewn about with random models from various games.
Okay.
including 2 red T-posing heavies. They resemble none
Well, I
other
don't
than
think
the
they're
two
really
heavies
T-posing,
shown in the
but
Fortress demo from Interloper 1.
they're just standing
Such
there.
iconic fan favorite characters. The second idea Anomi has is
I guess,
recreating
bro.
Ida's torture method. However, instead of a hurt trigger that envelops the entire map, he instead elects to drown the entity in water. The entire Interloper series has always had a fascination
What?
with drowning. In the very first episode, we saw Spooky Coast, a Type 5 demo where the
Why are we
POV is
torturing
shoved
the
into
AI,
water
chat?
and
That
drowned
seems
by
like
the
a
Umbrella
bad
Man.
idea.
Or the countless times we've heard dynamic NPCs make drowning noises.
That sounds like a horrendous idea.
So it appears us humans have something in common with these strange digital life forms. We both
Afraid
think
of water.
drowning kind of sucks. So Anomi leaves the Sky Ghost to drown for 11 days.
That's
until he's
fucking
finally able
wild.
To provoke a reaction. A week and a half after dropping the Sky Ghost into the water, Anomi
Haven't they
is
watched
delving
any
into the
kind of
contents
fantasy
the
movie
Tuesday
or I guess sci-fi
Manifest.
movie?
Specifically, a
Why are we
strange
torturing
Type
there?
2
That
demo
will
where the
end
POV
bad.
plays noise over the in-game voice chat.
Oh, it's screaming.
3.
This demo actually elicits a reaction from the Sky Ghost.
Okay.
No, what is that?
Oh yeah, you can
appears
hear
that
it.
The Sky Ghost is able to access demo files Anomi has on his PC. We saw before that they spawned the heavy models from the Fortress Type 5. And here we can see the Sky Ghost directly responding to a demo Anomi is playing back in a separate tab. Just like CSGO and SFM, there's a connection between two concurrently running source clients. The Sky Ghost
my
appears
leg.
to be trying to communicate with this scout in the TF2 demo by playing the same distorted trumpet song. So, if
Oh, he's
this
trying to
is the
free
Sky Ghost
himself.
transmitting a message,
Well,
what
understandable, he's
exactly
currently
is that
drowning,
message?
so...
To start breaking it down, let's go back to the Misty Type 5 demo. In this demo, we
Understandable.
saw a civilian NPC being used as an alarm to trigger Umbrella Men to a dynamic NPC's presence. My theory is that much like how the Cheeple in Misty was an alarm, this message the Sky Ghost is playing is a distress signal.
There, help, I'm drowning. For the past 11 days, please, help me. I can't breathe, it's just uncomfortable.
We saw very similar behavior in Ida's Ghost
The
series as well.
fuck was
We
it
can
doing?
even see the Sky Ghost moving their body around in a motion that resembles pain or dancing,
It's
Whether
twerking.
the Sky Ghost is writhing in pain or busting a groove is up to you.
No,
However,
it's
that's
twerking.
not all, as during the sequence, there's a blink and you'll miss it moment that adds another layer of mystery.
What?
All the time.
That is not a normal heavy. What the hell is that thing? Going back to
I mean, what do you
Fortress
mean?
Type
It's
5
smiling.
demo, we
It's
saw the
happy.
same heavy entities stock a Scout Dynamic NPC. Before, I had assumed that these were Crashers, considering they've also taken the form of opposing TF2 characters. But I've noticed something in this clip that might suggest otherwise.
Okay.
Did you hear that? It's the same type of wind chime sound that plays every time an Umbrella Man is present.
Really?
In the entire series, these sounds
Never
have
paid
only
attention,
played
but
in
I
the presence
think
of
at the
an Umbrella
first
Man.
video
So
we
if this
watched,
heavy
yes,
model
there
is
were
a form of disguise
chimes.
for an Umbrella Man, or even a gooner for the Umbrella Man. Meant to say goon. A henchman for the Umbrella
Okay,
Man.
there we go. That's
This
better.
heavy entity could actually be responding to the distress signal from the Sky Ghost.
No,
Judging by the
the
look
Umbrella
on the
Man
heavy's
is
face,
gooning.
looks like its eyes are set on Anomi. We'll see exactly what the heavy is planning soon. So
Don't
let's
like
hop
that.
on over to Interloper A.
Can it be thinking something? No. Oh. I thought it's flying towards him.
Starting this video, it appears that Anomi has abandoned the old numerical naming structure of the Interloper series, instead opting for a new letter system. And there's a lot of juicy information to cover here, so let's just dive right
Why?
in. Now that the mask has slipped and the Sky Ghost has showed their true colors, they've become much more active, moving and contorting its body around in strange ways.
I mean,
getting
they
reminiscent
saw
of
me already,
Ai's
so it
Mona,
doesn't
and playing sound effects seemingly at
doesn't
random.
matter if they see me again. They already saw me.
Playing sounds, yeah, like that. Playing sounds.
Anomi makes a very important observation about the Sky Ghost as well.
Oh, and this. Yeah, so she spawned this before I activated her, and I think I have an idea why. I think she's watching the demos. Yeah, like watching them with me.
The Sky Ghost is
So,
capable of viewing demos played in other source games.
What's so funny
while
about
still
what?
trapped in
What do you mean
Project
Sissy Among
Skybox.
Us? What
And
happened?
it seems the two heavies it spawned in the previous episode were in reaction to watching the Fortress Type 5 demo.
I mean, then
There's
show
very
it.
interesting ramifications of this and
oh,
ways
hello,
to explore
Hannah.
it going further into the episode.
Then show it
but
a
before
demo
that
that
Anomi
the
presents
character in
strange
there is
pattern of
good.
behavior of the Sky Ghost. In the last episode, the Sky Ghost's plan was to act stupid, but after being caught in the water, it seems to have switched to a new approach. Now, this Sky Ghost goes through a cycle of activity made up of 4 distinct phases.
Yes,
The first
Hannah.
step of the Sky Ghost cycle is the dormant phase. This behavior should
Yes.
look really familiar because it's
The
all
question
the
that
Sky
we
Ghost
had
has
in
been doing
Persona,
up till this
yes.
point. This phase
The
isn't all that
doorman.
exciting. However, things get interesting when you get to phase 2, teleporting. Once every 2 to 3 days, the Sky Ghost teleports to a new place on the map. This
It's
kind
trying
of
to
raises the
leave.
question, if the Sky Ghost is capable of movement via teleporting, then why didn't they escape the water when they were drowning for days by simply
Maybe
leaving
the water activates
Doesn't really make
something?
sense. That is, unless you subscribe to my distress signal theory, because that would explain why they were trapped in the water. They had to keep up their act until something could come and help them. And speaking of communication, in step 3, the Sky Ghost will play 3 random sound effects.
Percent.
The way I interpret it,
Okay.
this is the Sky Ghost's version of an SOS signal, still trying to reach out for help. Considering the heavy model is now targeting Anomi, it's likely it won't take long for that help to arrive.
What do you mean
And
it's
the
targeting
final strangest phase of the
Anomi?
Sky Ghost cycle is the slink phase.
I hope in the game and
where
not
the
in real
Sky
life.
Ghost will shrink itself into a tiny little meatball for roughly 2 minutes before going back to normal, resetting the cycle back to the dormant phase. However, that is not
I
all
guess,
the Sky
bro.
Ghost is capable of. On very rare
Everything
occasions,
goes
the
back
Sky
to
Ghost will
Garfield for
break
some
the cycle
fucking
and exhibit
reason.
New, strange, unseen
Yes,
behaviors.
cat.
In one instance recorded by Anobi, this happens.
By who?
Oh, wait, hold on. I think it made a sound. What? What? Animating? Oh.
It's one. It's warning you for that
What even is this?
The Sky Ghost
An
spawns
NPC
in
to shoot
a
it.
combine model from Half-Life 2 before glitching out. We've already seen that the
They
Sky
were
Ghost has the
dancing.
capability of spawning in models, but keep this specific combine model in the back of your mind because it'll come back later in a very strange way. In another odd instance, the Sky Ghost appears to be tracking Anomi, seemingly observing him.
I mean, yeah, it's trying.
Go away either. Been
It's,
doing this for like 10 minutes too.
it's trying to see what he's up to. It stopped trying to see what he's up to.
Here we go.
Underneath you?
Before
Oh,
returning
never
to
mind.
the dormant phase. And in the final strange occurrence recorded by Anomi,
I feel like an evil villain, chat. I have a cat in my arms. I can't show you because you run away. If I'm gonna pretend we don't hear the spooky music. Jesus. But at least we know the AI can
teleports away
bust a
and
move.
plays a song from the Half-Life soundtrack.
Can be groovy,
before
if you will.
stopping the song abruptly and immediately going back to its original position. It'd be very remiss of me if I also didn't bring up how this interaction plays out similar to the
Yes,
High Guy demo. In that demo, the Umbrella Man spawns in a radio for the dynamic NPC while playing music to observe its behavior. In that demo, the High Guy begins dancing, which triggers the Umbrella Man
There is
into
the cat.
capturing the NPC. The Sky Ghost playing music could be its way of observing Anomi. Maybe
Could
the
be.
Sky Ghost is playing music to see if Anomi can resist the allure of a funky groove, and after failing to
That's
provoke
what
a
I was about to say,
reaction,
excuse
gives
me.
up and goes back to normal. Just like how Anomi is poking and prodding at the Sky Ghost to provoke it and study it, it appears the Sky Ghost is trying to do the same
Well,
thing.
yeah.
In
They're
an
doing the
attempt
same thing to each
understand how
other.
the Sky Ghost
Well, the
operates,
AI is just
Anomi
not
dies in the
drowning.
past demos.
No,
Anomi
man.
shows off a discovery in one of the SFM generations pointed out to him by members of his Discord. It's something I completely missed in my investigation, and I feel as though my reputation as an interloper scholar is forever tarnished.
You're
The
inter
discovery comes
LARPer
from Data 35,
scholar.
the demo that shows one of Anomi's void-traversing drones assembling
my
from
nose.
props around the map. There's another layer to this demo. I
Ooh,
never
Raven
even
Show.
noticed. Hidden within the
Raven
miscellaneous
Show.
bin folder is another SFM session, this time showing the Mountain Lab SFM tutorial. This clip is from an official tutorial created by Valve Software to teach users how to animate using Source Filmmaker. To animators who use the program, it should be instantly recognizable.
Okay.
But it's not for me because I refuse to learn how to use this caveman technology. If you have the memory of an elephant or have been religiously studying Interloper for months like I have,
I've
you might
not.
have immediately connected this to one of the TF2 demos from Part 4, showing the tutorial through the eyes of the soldier. Is the
Oh.
implication of this demo that all Interloper demos originate from SFM, otherwise known as the DM editor? And if demos originate from the DM editor, and the Umbrella Man originates from the DM editor,
Okay.
then the two are inseparably linked.
Could be.
Now armed with the knowledge that there's more to demo files that meets the eye, Anomi goes back to a very familiar place we've all become accustomed to, the Fortress Type 5 demo map. This place feels like home to me now. Anomi focuses on another strange enigma of the Interloper demos: cube maps. At many different points in this series, we see games build cube maps before crashing.
I mean,
On the
everyone
Source
likes
Engine,
the
maps are
cube.
2D renders of the game world that are generated and used as a texture for reflections. You
Okay.
can see this process quite well in TF2 by carrying around a reflective weapon, and you can see cube maps change in real time.
Oh.
So,
That's
when
what
the
he.
game
That's what
builds
it.
cube
That's what he
maps, What
means.
it's doing is generating these 2D textures, which are what you see in the corner. Cube maps have always been a strange quirk of the Interloper commands and have even hidden important information before, but now Anomi wants to see if
Jesus.
he can utilize them like a tool.
Yes.
Anomi
That's
begins a
yes.
series of experiments with cube maps, trying to use them during demo playbacks, in the Project Skybox source mod, in conjunction with SFM, but nothing fruitful ever happens.
Oh Jesus.
That is, until Anomi concocts a very convoluted formula that is actually able to produce results. Check this out. In order to produce results, you need to have Project Skybox, a source game, and SFM open on a blank project. The
Okay.
first step is to play a demo of your choice across any source game. Then, you need to go back to Project Skybox and begin to build cube maps. But
I'm curious if
only
that
when
works.
the Sky Ghost is in the slink phase. Then, you need to go to
Like in
SFM
actual,
and render
in
out a
the real
blank
world.
movie, which will produce a video file I think you'll find very interesting. Take a look.
If yeah, damn, Valve actually made it, I guess, canon. He's busting a move. I see nothing
Anomi
wrong.
calls it a cube map exam. And let's
And
break
that
it
looks
down.
like
The short clip
a
itself
person.
shows cube maps building like normal, before transitioning into this weird distorted clip of Father Grigori acting strangely and wildly
At least the
shaking
torso of a
at the
human.
end.
Oh Jesus.
The first big question that comes to mind after watching this clip is what exactly is that Father Grigori model? So let's answer that.
A dead
Cube
one.
map exams are only able to be performed under very specific circumstances, and one of the prerequisites required is that the Sky Ghost is in the slink phase of the cycle. If step 3 of the cycle is the Sky Ghost sending
Okay.
out a signal for help, then perhaps the slink phase that follows directly after is the Sky Ghost trying to receive a signal.
Oh,
Like
could be.
someone stranded in the wilderness trying to use a radio for help. And
Or
in these
resetting.
moments where Anomi starts a cube map exam, the Sky Ghost is able to receive that signal and inhabit the game world briefly and interfere with it. Before, it was established that the Sky Ghost can watch
Oh,
demos
that
and
makes
understand
sense.
them. But now, Anomi is unknowingly giving them the chance to wander in these different worlds, if only for a moment.
He's
Anomi
giving
is
them
able to
some kind of
recreate the cube
freedom.
map process a couple more times as well, something that is very time consuming considering the slink phase only happens once every 2 to 3 days.
Jesus. Is that a cockroach? Never mind, that's the soldier? Yes. I'm not entirely sure what I'm looking at. I know I'm looking at the
second
purple cube, but I'm not
successful
entirely sure what it
cube map exam is
means.
taken using a TF2 demo from the Tuesday Manifest and shows some sort of weird, strange soldier model waddling around like a freakish flesh penguin. If it didn't look so friggin' weird, I might be tempted to call it endearing. After the
No.
second successful cube map exam, Anomi
no,
tries
it's
an
not.
interesting experiment. Are cube map exams compatible with Type 5 demos?
Probably.
Yes.
Oh no. I don't fucking try it though.
It's funny. This is like exactly as I remember it. There it is.
I'm not entirely sure what changed in there. I think it looked
Now,
relatively the
this demo may
same.
seem unique in the fact that it lacks a strange distorted character like the other ones did. However, take a closer look. For only a handful of frames, you can see the heavy model lunge towards the camera, which means in the cube map exam, that's likely the Sky Ghost. The final part of the video sees Anomi perform another experiment with the Sky Ghost. A lot of my analysis so far is centered on interloper entities using sound to communicate. And
Okay.
to some extent, Anomi is aware of this connection as well. Using console commands, Anomi begins to play different sounds to see if it elicits a reaction from the Sky
Jesus.
Ghost.
No, I have a really funny idea.
Oh no. That's always how the bad
How
things
about the,
start, chat.
How about the classic? This one. Oh. Oh. Yeah.
Why are you
No
playing
way.
with stuff you don't understand, sir?
Go.
This guy really just said, I have a funny idea, and then played the sound effect equivalent of a death threat. So it makes sense that the Sky Ghost immediately runs away in fear. Anomi has just set off the fight or flight alarm of every entity in the server. And as we know,
He's gonna
Anomi and
catch them in the
Sky
corner
Ghost
of the
aren't
map.
alone here. There's an entity that's been hiding in the shadows.
Stop hitting the
secretly
damn- the
planning
damn
behind the
AI,
scenes this whole
sir.
time. And now they've been forced to act.
It's heavy weapons!
That's my heavy impression, by the way. It appears as though there's been even more entities
I
creeping their
guess,
way
boy.
into Project Skybox source mod, like an infestation. In the doorway of the cathedral,
Like
you can see the
Wolfram
model of a
infestation?
demo
Oh,
man,
hello, demo.
something that's been there for quite a while now. However, after Anomi uses the chime sound effect, shortly after, they move out of the way, almost as if it knows what's about to happen.
They're also
Now
scared.
alone in the silence of the map, Anomi is left to wander around and look for the Sky Ghost. Moving past the heavy models, you can notice that one of them turns their head away, as if wanting to avoid eye contact to raise suspicion. Eventually, Anomi works their way back into the cathedral, where this happens.
Oh. What?
Not entirely sure what I'm...
What? Oh, I'm still moving.
Not entirely sure what I was looking
No,
at,
no.
but...
What? No. I'm not controlling that.
The Heavy sets up an ambush on Anomi, killing him instantly and stealing the Fizz gun. Something that shouldn't even be possible, as the Project Skybox mod creators disabled death in the mod. However,
Oh.
this heavy entity is able to transcend the rules of the game itself.
Well, it's a fucking
In an
AI,
attempt
of
to
course
regain
it
control of the
can. Why
situation,
were you
Anomi
angering
disconnects
it?
his router, but it's too late for that.
Jesus.
This entity, much like the Sky Ghost, is tied to the game's runtime. Disconnecting the internet won't sever the
Ow.
connection. The existence of Ida's channel warned us about this, because the Heavy is inside of Anomi's computer.
It's inside
So
your
Anomi does what any of us
walls.
would in this situation. Start panicking and wildly mashing buttons hoping it does something. And it actually does.
Okay. What? Oh no, okay, I just clicked on something. I'm what?
He turned into spectator mode.
No way. But how
Can't you just respawn, bro?
So, that was a lot. In his panicked state, Anomi presses a button that causes the camera flip to a topside view of the map while strange music plays.
You have like
Needless to say,
50-ish,
this is not an
60-ish
intended function
keys
of
on
the
the keyboard,
source
or
mod.
just press something.
It's not even an intended function of Half-Life 2, the Hammer Editor, SFM, not Source itself. So what the hell is this strange map viewing functionality doing here?
Yo,
Its existence is an anomaly,
the Heavy was moving
and
something.
Anomi is only able to access it after his in-game player model is killed and placed in some sort of weird vegetative state. And during the weird camera shenanigans,
there we
you
go.
can see the Heavy exit the cathedral and grab the Combine model that the Sky Ghost spawned earlier in the episode.
Should be
They
moving
bring
into it, I
inside the
guess.
cathedral and activate it, causing it to tweak out.
Get that.
It's
Wee.
worth noting that the way this NPC is moving is very reminiscent of Ida's long trap video. It lurches its body forward as if it's dry heaving.
Oh, they
Its
trapped it
arm
there.
jerks about
Oh, no.
uncontrollably. The Combine doesn't seem very happy. So what does it all mean?
Well,
Let's take a trip
we're about to have a new
memory
body
lane and go all the way
for
back to episode
for
2.
the AI, I
In that
guess.
episode near the end, Anomi runs out of time for interloper commands during a Type 5 demo generation, which cuts off the connection and briefly gives him access to DM editor functionality, placing hint nodes and no clipping around and such. Now
Okay.
here, while not in the exact same circumstances, something similar has happened. Anomi has established a connection between his game
Ow.
client and these entities, and severed part of that connection by turning off his internet, and has now gained some sort of weird functionality between the top-down camera and the Heavy seemingly spawning a dynamic NPC before our very eyes. Anomi might have just accidentally turned Project Skybox into sort of a rudimentary DM editor type program, except he's not the one in control anymore. All he can do is watch.
He made the god. Ah, Half-Life 1? Maybe?
With how Interloper A ended, going forward, we're left with a very important question. How can the investigation continue? It seems as though every avenue
By
has been closed
respawning.
off one by one, but it seems that the investigation isn't dead in the water quite yet. let's take a trip somewhere we haven't been before in the ARG.
The past?
Anomi's official Discord server. It's a place for fans of the series to come together and theorize about the ongoing case of the interloper mystery. It's been around for a while now, but it wasn't until now that it became a vital part of the series. It's in this Discord where Anomi created a thread for people to submit demos that they'd like to see receive a Q
is Interloper still ongoing as an ARG?
There were a lot of requests for demos from the Tuesday Manifest, some user-created demos, and quite a few shitposts. However, one interaction in this thread would change everything.
Yeah, oh damn!
The Gary's Mod demo from the Ida Mona Machinima channel. A demo that's almost 17 years old.
Jesus.
There's no way that it can seriously be true. There's only one
How the
way
fuck
to
did
make
they
sure
upload
that
a
this is the
24
real
megabyte
deal.
video?
By
Oh, I know it's under
downloading
30. Never
Gary's
mind,
Mod
that's
10,
one question.
Downloading the map from the demo and playing it
Although a lot of
yourself.
arcs are over. Ah, okay.
And yeah, this is seriously
Are we gonna
the
cover them?
original Zombie Slayer
Oh,
demo.
maybe we're halfway
There's
there.
only one
We're almost
person
halfway there.
capable of owning and
Oh, sorry for
uploading
me
this
not
demo
talking
to the
that much.
server.
I'm trying to comprehend what the fuck is
Shortly
happening.
after, Anomi would close the thread down. Ida and Anomi have always served as dramatic foils for each other. The two almost feel like complete opposites, with Ida almost always looking at things through a supernatural lens and coming to predetermined conclusions.
What acts are
despite
happening
conflicting
now
evidence, and
in the
Anomi being overly
ARG?
pragmatic to the point where he's blind to anything that seems illogical or unnatural. Both of these approaches through the series have been shown to have their ups and downs, but it feels as though the distance between them is closing. They're both heading down the same path, and you can see that in how they treat their respective ghosts. Just like Ida, Anomi has captured sentient AI in his computer and relentlessly tortures it to provoke a reaction, and now has interloper entities stuck inside his computer.
Of course.
The same exact path
Anger
Ida
AI,
went down
then
that caused
stuck
a
it in your
total
PC. What
mental
can go wrong,
collapse and
huh?
the deletion of his channel. And now, after all of this time, the two have finally met. So, with verifiable proof that this account is the real Ida, let's take a deeper look into his Discord profile, starting with his username, JStall1994. First, we can safely assume that the J probably stands for Jan, which is Ida's first name. Working off of that assumption, Stahl could possibly be a shortened version of his last name. Stahlsberg, Stahlbau, Mark, Stahlberg. That part isn't quite as important, but something that is the date. A common trope of internet usernames is that people will place the year they were born into their usernames.
Or the year that they die, or
1994
will
is the
die.
year Ida was born.
So,
It
for
places a
example,
lot
mine will be done 4,573.
out of the timeline into perspective. It would currently place Ida at 32 years old, which most likely means he's bald, smelly, and
old.
wrinkly. It would also mean that Ida was around 13 years old when he started YouTube.
Something,
and roughly 20 years old when he had his mental
a
breakdown
non-30-year-old
and
would say,
deleted his
aka
channel. Short
me.
interactions with Anomi weren't the only posts on the Discord either. Over the course of 4 minutes, Ida would make brief appearances in the server before going radio silent. 1 minute after posting the Zombie Slayer demo, Ida would enter a thread titled Strange
Keeping their
Interloper
GLI for so
Videos.
long without spoilers
The
is
OP of the
wild.
thread
Well
will
done.
post these two clips.
Sorry. I would assume they're not spoilers. Or not really spoilers.
Now, these video clips are out of
I
universe
guess?
and uploaded by someone not connected to the ARG, but Ida's Discord account would actually reply to these clips saying this.
Okay.
I've actually had something like this happen before. I think I had a video left over or something.
Oh
I might try to
no.
dig that up.
Oh
Ida would never
no.
post a clip showing what he experienced, but him saying he experienced something similar in the clips he's responding to gives me enough reason to make
I will
a
have a
connection.
4th or 5th account
The events
already.
shown in these clips are very similar to that of the flash nuke shown in episode 5. Ever since this bizarre aside in episode 5, we've never heard about the flash nuke since. But if Ida was experiencing a familiar phenomenon during his interloper investigation, it could mean that the flash nuke, much like everything else up until this point,
Mint, what
is
are
deeply
we on
rooted
the
in
ARG now?
interloper
Like,
commands in DM Editor. Ida's next
what
interaction
now
happened 2
the ARG
minutes
is on,
later
not
in another
in the
thread
video.
titled stupid idea that might work. The thread opens with
Give them a
Oki asking
cookie.
a question.
As we've established in Interloper A Sky Ghost can hear and will react to sound as long as it's in game.
Okay.
So what if you recorded your voice and played it to see if the Sky Ghost will respond? It could very well be a way to communicate with them.
The end of chapter
The idea
2-ish.
itself
Okay.
doesn't sound too bad. If interloper entities can communicate via sound, then why not try literally talking?
Wait. 23. 3 years and it's been only
However, Ida,
2
with all of his
chapters?
experience researching
Jesus.
interloper mystery, would shoot down the idea.
I never got this to work.
Ida was very attached to the Mona. Too attached. So
Okay.
it makes sense he would try something like this to communicate with what he believed to be his robot Tulpa waifu. But it appears the communication doesn't work like that, and these entities aren't capable of understanding or responding to the human voice. A minute after leaving this message, he'd ask Anomi to DM him before never coming back to the server.
Okay.
This wouldn't be the last we
Well,
hear
he
from
forgot
Clever,
his
as
password,
the next
so-
day, 3 new videos would be added to the Ida Machinima archive.
Jeez,
One
right,
of
that's an
these
hour.
videos is a re-upload of a 2008 Machinima Ida created called Gary Man's Episode 4, Stop the Dark Mans, which means this is the first re-upload of the Gary Man series since Gary Man eats a taco and dies, so I am personally looking forward to another installment in this epic series.
I'm not.
The Machinima follows Mona and Ida's self-insert as they traverse an empty Gary's Mod server in search of an escape from the Darkmans. It's not exactly peak cinema, but in between the non-existent story and broken English, you can pick up on some familiar themes. The Darkmans are pitch-black G-Man models hell-bent on destroying NPCs. Sound familiar?
Will
The
genocide
video
what?
ends
Excuse
with
me?
Ida's self-insert building a
Jesus.
rocket ship so that they can travel to other servers. In the Gary Man's universe, servers are connected
Okay,
by
maybe
a void
don't make
in a
white
way that
letters on
mirrors how
white
source maps
background,
are connected
please.
by the source void in Interloper. These narrative themes in Ida's work suggest that they knew about the Interloper mystery for quite a while before they made videos on it. As an avid Half-Life fan, maybe Ida stumbled across the original Interloper forum page that discussed the mystery. But in the early days of Ida's channel, he simply used it for narrative inspiration rather than actually investigating it.
I mean, yeah.
It likely wasn't until Ida met J-Man
J-Man.
they started to get to the bottom of it. The next video I'll discuss was titled Half-Life 2 is not a good game. Taking a look at the date, you can see that
Okay.
this video was uploaded during Ida's mental breakdown arc about 3 weeks before deleting his channel. And you can
Okay.
tell we're in for a wild ride, because for the first time ever, the archivist has placed a disclaimer on the video, warning
Oh,
the viewer
no.
about loud volume and disturbing
I
content.
think Ida might be yelling at us.
I debated whether I should upload this upload from Ida or not. Generally, I want to preserve the videos as they were originally uploaded.
Oh,
However,
Ada.
some of them, such as this one, contain
Okay.
disturbing scenes and
Might
very
be stupid.
unpleasant sounds that
Ignore me,
make them
chat.
unpleasant to view. However, I've decided that I can't in good conscience alter his history here or try to rewrite what his channel used to be or what he showed us on his channel back in 2014. This video is only for archival purposes. And I'd actually suggest that you do not view this video under any circumstances.
What the
There's
fuck?
nothing of value here. This was the 4th or 5th
Well, you
video
can't
uploaded
tempt
in this
people
Mona
with that
series. Viewer
notification
discretion
and then
advised.
not expect
With
them
a
to check the
warning
video.
as
Come on now.
intense as that, it sounds like we're about to watch something right off a live leak. But what follows after the disclaimer
Nah, live leaks
is
do not have
no,
that kind of
I'm not
warnings.
kidding, is Ida
So not
hitting a
realistic.
soda can prop in Half-Life 2 with a crowbar for over an hour straight. Maybe the archivist is
Who was a
trolling
bad Ken,
us or
huh? Who was a
something.
bad
Or
Ken?
maybe he's secretly a can of Coke, so this is basically a snuff film. Maybe there's some missing context here that makes this disturbing. Does that can of soda
Who's a bad
contain
Ken,
the
huh?
soul of Ida's
Say,
dead
who's-
mother? Hopefully, looking in the
Jesus
description of
Christ.
the video, we can get a shred of context as to what's happening here.
Archive note. This video, I was debating uploading this because it contains loud volumes and disturbing sound, but decided to publish this anyway with a warning I edited in. I try not to change history. The original name of this upload was Mona Intersection, but was changed to this title sometime in the weeks before it was deleted. I will maintain the last known title. Here is the original description.
Okay.
I started to notice strange activity in my games. In particular, Half-Life 2, I noticed a can from the vending machine was moving on its own, and turned on my recording to investigate. I made a big mistake, and the only option was to uninstall this game, because this entity exists in all copies of the game. You should also uninstall this game because this can happen to you too if you encourage them, because the data is not safe.
Okay, so as we know, Ida's computer is experiencing a haunting of sorts. So honestly, a soda can moving by itself is pretty tame compared to what he's used to. So maybe he's not completely lost his mind, and the soda can he's talking about really was exhibiting strange behavior. Not to mention that there's already a tie between Ida and soda cans. Ida Can, the Lost Type 5 demo featured in his ghost hunting series we've only seen a brief glimpse of. Something that's not sane, however, is whacking the damn thing with a crowbar for over an hour straight. Obviously, Ida's never learned the definition of insanity, because it's not like hitting a soda can with a crowbar for this long would actually trigger something, right?
It did. Yeah, I got mad.
You know what, I'm curious. Let's just skip all the fluff and go straight to the end to see if something happens.
I am not entirely sure what I'm looking at. God, I'm barely keeping my eyes open, chat. Jesus. Hey, we can end here and then have a clean 3-ish hour stream next time of reactions. The lore of that motherfucker is going wild.
I just shit my pants. As time passes, the game begins to lag more and more, and after hitting the can for an hour straight, Ida is forced into a loading screen where this
crazy blood time, yes.
Place. During the
it's Elden Ring time.
The area around him flashes
Mowgli,
red.
Lord of
He
Blood.
gains the ability to no-clip, and he is attacked by an entity that drags him beneath the map.
Oh no.
So what exactly was he taken to, and what attacked him? Well, if you remember back to episode 8
Void
of Ghost Hunting
by
series,
this motherfucker,
Mona
probably.
escapes from the container in the DM editor in which Ida held them captive. Mona is later shown messing around with Ida's copy of Half-Life 2 Episode 1. This...
Oh, there are more of them now. Okay. Oh no. Oh no. That will horrify someone.
Bruce, it's been 5 years. You still owe me $16. Fuck off.
Fuck off. I guess. I mean, that's not gonna bother me. That's spooky time. That's me after eating a Taco Bell. Horror and dread. Well, I've not never eaten a Taco Bell, but I imagine it doesn't taste that good. Not in that shot I'm looking at. It's still fucking going. I've never eaten a Taco Bell. I'm not entirely sure if we have Taco Bell in Bulgaria. Where are all my sheep? Ah, where is his sheep, chat? Oh, there's one hidden one. Minecraft. Is that a horror mod? That's a horror Minecraft mod? Or I guess animation. Okay, chat, can you explain to me why you're stealing the sheep of a weird eldritch AI thing? That never ends well. Also, why is the Minecraft server I forgot in 2013 speaking to me, chat? True. What is true? The sober cheap, yes. I guess. I love when my friendly neighborhood Eldritch AI tortures me, chat. It's my favorite pastime. Well, the crafting table is glowing for some fucking reason. I guess.
This video was uploaded roughly a year and a half after the ghost hunting video, which means at this point in Ida's timeline, Mona is still loose. And what happened here is Mona likely seeking out Ida to try and get revenge.
I mean, yeah,
After
makes
all
sense.
This time, it appears they're still stuck inside the body of the
You
female
have been
civilian
lobotomized,
model Ida forced them into.
I guess,
But where
by
exactly
sheep
is
as
this
well.
place? It's obvious it's not the standard game of Half-Life 2, and we even see.
Well, no shit, it's not the normal Half-Life 2 game.
Not the same place he was before.
Oh,
so what
Jesus.
exactly is going on here? My hypothesis: Ida has been dragged into the DM editor. The first connection I drew was how the View model, the model for the arms in the first-person perspective, spawns where Ida is teleported. This happens in a very similar fashion to every Type 5 demo up until this point. And you'll notice how Ida is able to no-clip around just
Mint, I have a question. Do we go in the Five Nights at Freddy's route at some point? Do we, I guess, is our, I mean not our, but are there souls getting stuck in the games at some point in the future? Okay, thank God.
like Anomi was when he was placed into the DM editor in episode 2. So what I think happened here is that Ida was losing his mind in Half-Life 2 just long enough for Mona to do a little trolling.
Just brain scans. The summer experience.
Outside of the world as
wait, what?
for
Brain
the
scans?
torture they endured at his hands.
I guess.
But, as we all know, Mona's ultimate fate is to be killed by the DM editor as Ida's final act before deleting his channel. So sometime after this video's upload, it seems as though Ida is able to recapture the Mona. And judging by the shape they're in by the time they're executed, it appears that Mona was relentlessly tortured into submission.
But why?
The final video uploaded
like
to the
GLaDOS,
archive
yeah.
is the strangest, but at the same time, also the shortest.
Why are we torturing
It's
the
titled,
AI, chat? Can you
"Only
explain to
footage
me?
Online I can find of Gris. And at just 16 seconds long, it's the shortest video uploaded to the archive.
Okay, it's a palm tree. And a weird pulsating conus. Because of course, everyone needs a weird pulsating conus, chat.
That's a lot to unpack. This video shows what appears to be a very early build of the DM editor. Except the program isn't titled the DM editor yet. Instead,
GLaDOS.
it just has the name gris.exe.
Oh, wait.
Judging by the UI, this build looks as though it's
Gridos.
from the 90s. The more you look at the screen, the more parallels
It rhymes
you
with
draw.
Cheetos.
Many of the UI elements are very similar to the Hammer editor, used to create maps in the source engine, particularly the edit vertex and create object buttons. You may
Okay.
also notice that this flat checkerboard map bears a strong resemblance to the Make Face demo and Int
Oh,
menu
maybe
map from Anomi's
Maybe they've used that
And speaking of the Int menu,
GLaDOS.
there it is right there. Not only that, but it uses the missing texture from the source engine. Looking towards the top of the screen, you can also see that the program is editing a DME file, the file name used for demos in the source engine. It's hard to see due to the video's quality, but looking at the top of the screen, you can see a little icon that looks like a logo of none other than the Umbrella Man. Perhaps related to the not at all ominous Observer.
It looked more like an arrow, but okay.
Of the DM editor under a develop name using Valve assets, playing a demo file of a strange cone object gyrating near some palm trees.
That's what I said.
What the hell is this? On the Project Skybox website, you may remember Fortu, a company from Norway intent on creating the worlds. In
yes. Did they succeed?
Sent a series
Hopefully
of tapes
no.
showing off their software to a convention in California called Digivisions. The contents of this tape were reportedly so disturbing to onlookers, they shut off the tapes early. 5 years later, a company called Valve would be founded in Washington, and they too would share a goal of creating massive immersive digital worlds. With this context in mind, I'm ready to share what I think the video is showing. This video is showing software that Fortu, also known as F-Sky, is working on in conjunction with Valve before the release of the source engine in 2004. Right off the bat, we have two things
Valve is evil in that world.
Is the use of the word Gris. While gibberish in English, the word directly translates to pig in Norwegian. And we know F-Sky's headquarters are in Europe. The second chain tying this software to F-Sky is that in the description of the clip, Ida mentions finding
it has one dislike. Who disliked that?
Presumably,
beauty.
the same website from which Ida found the other videos of F-Sky software. The overabundance of Valve assets in this clip, as well as the UI, suggests Valve was involved in the creation of this software because these assets wouldn't be available to the public until long after this clip would have taken place. The ending of this video is extremely important as well. For a few seconds, the camera flips to a topside view of the area in the exact same way the Project Skybox mod did during the heavy ambush. Decades after its development, interloper entities are still able to trigger effects from Gris in other source games.
Well, maybe
despite its short length,
the thing they're using is based on Gris.
Context for the DM editor and the people behind it, and hopefully we can apply that knowledge going forward, because this isn't the end. Because 1 month after this video was archived, Interloper B was uploaded to Anomi's channel.
Oh god. Interloper. Ah. False.exe. Interloper B DME. What?
Interloper B starts off by picking up the pieces from the last installment, and Anomi starts by addressing the demo submission forum I covered previously. Anomi cites 2 reasons for shutting down the forum, and the first reason is quite surprising. Turns out, someone tried to sabotage Anomi and infect his computer with a virus.
Okay.
Now, maybe this was a viewer trying to do a little trolling by screwing over Anomi's PC.
We do be trolling a little bit
on the internet. But a much more interesting scenario is if there was a motive behind the sabotage.
F-Sky.
Previously in the series, during Anomi's live investigation in Part 4, Anomi strongly alludes to someone straddling his internet connection, forcing the stream to end early. So
F-Sky doesn't want you to see this chat. Remember, fight against Big Corpo.
Planted a virus into a demo file to brick his computer, closing the Project Skybox source mod and severing his connection to the Sky Ghost. Knowing how suspicious F-Sky is, I don't believe this theory is even that much of a stretch.
Oh
the second
no.
reason for Anomi's closure of the demo thread is the one we already know. JSTAL 1994.
They trapped the AI into his PC chat.
Slayer demo into the forum, the two began to privately message one another, and now we get to see how that played out.
Where did you get the demo file from? Did you make the Zombie Slayer demo? I made the demo back then. You can verify yourself by playing it. I did look at it, but I don't get it. Now, you are gonna need this. What is this exactly? My feeling is this is what you've gotten in your game now. I think you should try using it.
So,
oh
if
no.
This is an early build of the DM editor, and Ida believes what's happening in this clip is what's happening with the Sky Ghost, does that imply that the gyrating cone is actually a primitive type of dynamic NPC.
Probably.
This cone with no
Geese
body
or
limbs or features
Greece.
to speak of could
The
contain
country next to
early
me.
workings of digital sentience, and the only thing it's capable of is wiggling around like a worm.
It's doing a wiggle,
So
wiggle,
were you the
wiggle.
actual
Two,
item
two,
machinima? You
two,
experienced this
two,
before your
two.
investigations. I only have one recording of an encounter here. Why is this an hour long? You shouldn't try to do this. What exactly are you trying to tell me here? Can you prove that you're the real item machinima? Here, that's everything I have left. See what you can do. What am I supposed to do exactly? Any ideas? Can you do a voice call?
Yes.
And with that, that concludes all of the messages shared between Anomi and Ida. He really just dropped in, gave a couple cryptic hints, and dipped like an ARG Riddler. So let's try.
Minda, have a question. Is Ada perchance AI at this point? The one that's chatting with our main boy.
decipher what exactly Ida was trying to get at and what Anomi was failing to pick up. Ida places a lot of
okay.
importance on the Gris video.
Wait,
saying Anomi needs
is
it,
he just
and
crazy
comparing it to the
or
Skyghost.
evil?
Ida also
Because I don't
specifically
understand.
warns Anomi using the can video.
Weird.
So Anomi should just lay off soda and he'll be fine. I mean, I get it. Soda's
You
really
weird.
unhealthy, but that can't be what he's trying to say. No, it goes deeper than that. What if he's saying Anomi doesn't need Gris as in the video, but Gris as in the program, the DM editor? During Ida's investigation, he mainly used the DM editor and was able
Jesus.
to achieve a lot of results with it. However, when
There's someone
Ida
who
tries
doesn't
to explore
want
anomalies
anything to do with this.
in-game, such as the can video,
As a
things
pe-
go
okay.
horribly wrong. I believe Ida is trying to warn Anomi from trying to investigate the interloper phenomenon
He's
in
depressed.
game,
Okay.
as it's going to lead to his games being infected and irreversible damage, and is instead trying to push Anomi towards the DM editor as a tool to research. Earlier, we've discussed how Ida and Anomi are heading down the same path, and the entities inside Anomi's computer and Project Skybox going belly up are clear indicators that things are going to get much worse.
Oh, of course
Ida's
I
come
am.
back to the internet after years of inactivity to try and warn Anomi of what could happen and push him towards more productive means. But our goat Anomi, as pragmatic as ever, picks up on none of this and pushes forward anyway.
Yes.
The good news is that the Project Skybox source mod isn't a completely dead lead. Even though Anomi got murdered in cold blood by Heavy and completely lost control of the source mod, the Sky Ghost still goes through its passive cycle, which means
Oh.
cube map exams are still on the table. Anomi simply has to wait for the sound effect stage of the cycle to play, and directly after,
Can
is
he
the
just use
swing
a command to
stage that allows
respawn
for cube map
himself?
exams. So now we have a new batch of cube map exams to look over and analyze. And the first demo Anomi decides to put under the microscope is Data 21 from Day of Defeat, the demo that seemed to show the POV of whatever was stalking Ida during his ghost hunting series. Much like other cube
Oh,
map
God.
exams, it follows a strange figure in the game world followed by cryptic imagery. The more and more we see of these, the more and more they start to feel like weird alien shitposts with random images and strange noises.
I don't think it's alien
Another demo
shitpost.
to
I
get
think
the
it's
cube
AI
map treatment is
shitpost.
none other than Sea Strike all the way back from episode 1.
Okay. Oh, there's no
cube map
command
exam for
respawn. I
this
didn't know
demo
that.
is unique in the fact that it's, well, very unimpressive. For the first time ever, this cube map exam isn't focused on
Where
a bizarre
then-
figure.
what do you mean there
and
is no?
instead
There
just
should be.
mimics the POV of the dynamic NPC from the demo.
I mean, yeah.
So why
Well,
is it
can
that this
he
is the
turn
only cube
on
map exam that doesn't
deaths
seem to follow a strange
in
entity? Well, if you
the
subscribe to my theory that the Sky
in the
Ghost
mod
is hijacking a signal of sorts
and then
to
turn it
briefly
off?
traverse other game worlds through these exams,
Because he's technically dead.
then
If he
perhaps
turn
there's
deaths on,
something
he
about
should
this demo
respawn
that
automatically.
interferes with that signal. There's one key difference between Sea Strike and the other demos Anomi has tested, and it's the fact that this demo contains direct instances of the Umbrella Man and the Umbrella Man model. So maybe there's
With
a
Tape and
conflict
Dreams,
there
yeah.
of sorts that could prevent the Sky Ghost passage. The next few exams are fairly standard as well.
What do you mean it's not a
showing that
professional
cube
engineer?
map exams
It
are
runs,
compatible with
according
demos
to a
that
lot of
weren't
people I
even
know, the best
generated by
game ever
interloper
made.
commands. Any demo can work regardless of the origin. However, it's worth noting
How
that
full
in one
life.
Half-Life demo, the bizarre figure takes the form of a cone. Looks like Ida might actually be onto something.
The red cone of
And it
truth.
looks like he was right about more than that, because before uploading this video to his
Making
channel,
Minecraft type of
something
stuff.
happened
Yeah.
to Nomi in TF2 that could be a very dark omen for what's to come.
Oh damn, if not,
In
was the
Anomi's
Minecraft
own
be
words, it got inside
quite a
his
different
computer.
game at this point.
While playing a standard match of casual TF2, Anomi encounters a player name on the ground, the type you see when you pass by a
Anomi.
teammate. Except this name is grayed out as if it's a spectator or neutral party. And after Anomi once again subtly flexes his Saxy award, this happens.
Not entirely sure why that reward is special, but
Looks like Anomi has opened a passageway into his computer through Project Skybox, through which
Of course he
entities can
has.
come into his computer.
of course he has. Which means they have access to the internet, which means they're no longer on his computer. Oh, he's dead. Oh, he's not dead. No, he's not dead anymore.
This engineer at first perfectly mimics Anomi's movements in Team 2, but the second he leaves the server and severs the connection, it begins acting on its own before skedaddling off. This
He's
isn't the first time
skedaddling,
we've seen this happen
skedoodling.
either. We saw a very similar encounter play out with Ida in his Crasher video. What can I say? He tried to warn you, dude. Looks like not even Ida himself can stop the downward spiral that seems inevitable. With that, the episode ends. But we're not done here. You see, the past two Interloper videos have been hiding a
I'm curious
secret.
how low
Throughout Interloper
can
B, you may notice that
you know,
several letters in the on-screen
Anomi
text
go.
are stylized red.
Oh, will go.
What might seem like an editing quirk at first becomes more intriguing when you combine all of the red letters throughout the video. Spies 4x6. It's a strange phrase for sure, but that's not all. Let's go back to Interloper A. During most endings for Interloper videos, there's a short little glitch effect, but there's more to this one. For one frame, you can see this photo.
More Warframe
It seems
stuff.
to be a recreation
Spice.
of the Ellis Floor Type 5 demo. But to the left of Ellis, you can see a strict
Jesus.
message. Spies, followed by an assortment of seemingly random characters. Rewinding the video a little bit earlier towards the 23-minute mark, you can catch yet another hidden message that lasts a single frame.
My favorite.
In total, we have 3
Spies
of these
for-
secret messages. I've been calling them spies codes. There is
Could
no
be.
concrete answer as to what these are yet, but we can theorize. I'm willing to bet these are going to be very
We can
important
game
going
theorize?
forward, and their true meaning will be
Because
revealed
it's a theory.
as we go
A
forward in the
game
series.
theory.
Whatever these are, though, it's clear Anomi wants it to
With
stay
the oh, yeah.
hidden. Every instance of a spy's code we've seen so far has been
It's
cleverly
fascinating how
snuck
deep
into the
it goes,
video via
actually.
editing.
I was not expecting to have such
Something
deep
Anomi has
lore.
control over. The Project Skybox Collective obviously has a lot of creative oversight over Anomi's
Well, I was about to make a
channel,
joke that
and he has
that
deep ties
so
to
many
the
people would
collective
kill me
we still
for.
don't fully grasp. But by sneaking these spies codes into the video under Project Skybox's noses, his intention.
I was about to say, I was expecting it to be half-assed, like the game it was based on, Half-Life 2. That's a joke, chat. Half-Life 2 is a great game.
Is clear. He wants the audience to know.
Also to explain how scuff Source Engine is, in Portal 1 and 2, you can just type summon speed. Actually, so what? Without even the slash command, and it would work. Why? But why though?
But he doesn't want Project Skybox to know. So
Did
just
they
what
at
could be
least
so
fix that
important
in
about these
Source
codes
2?
that Anomi needs to leak
Electric
into the public
Boogaloo?
covertly. As we progress onwards towards Interloper C, try to keep this in mind.
But if I could ask, well, if I would.
The episode starts off with something we haven't seen before from Anomi. A warning. Do not replicate anything in the video.
Do not tell me what to do, boy.
Anomi has never tried to dissuade his audience from researching the interloper mystery. In fact,
Well, because he also
he's
didn't know what
outright
it does
encouraged audience participation.
or what it was
However,
doing.
it appears that something has changed Anomi's mindset. And there happens to be another person who's looked into the interloper mystery who placed very similar messages into his videos. Ida. It appears my guess about Ida's and Anomi's paths converging holds some weight. And I bet these two are more connected than they could ever truly realize.
Well, he has rogue AI in his computer now, so...
Skybox has crashed. Earlier, it was established...
Airboat in Porto.
Again, welcome to the Aperture Science Computer Enrichment Center. We hope your brief detention in the relaxation bar.
I just got the greatest idea! Check it out! Oh, look at this! Look at this! I don't got cheats on. Oh, no cheats.
Is that Persona?
What?
Yes! Yes! I'm pro! Pro airboat!
Stop this immediately.
He's apparently a god. Oh, I guess she.
Okay, die.
No! No!
Hell yeah. They turn into a god.
Established that closing the Project Skybox runtime severs the connection between the game and the entities inside of it. And it appears the worst has happened and the Sky Ghost has been lost, closing out the last lead in the interloper investigation. But before that crash happened, a lot of crazy shit went down, and long story short, Ida ruined everything. The series of events leading up to the crash starts the same way as any other crazy event does in the Interloper series. Goofing around
are you
on
sure
Rainbow
Ida is
until
not
something
evil?
wacky happens. And a wacky thing does in fact happen. Inside the game, props begin floating into the skybox and out of the game in what seems to be a mass migration. We've seen props
The aliens are here.
before in the SFM generation from the Tuesday Manifest.
Oh, that is not Ida.
Where props appeared from all around the map and convened into a single spot, forming one of Anomi's void-traversing drones.
Okay.
Working off of this, we can safely assume that these props are being gathered from across the source universe to assemble in a single spot. Who is assembling these props and for what purpose is yet to be known.
It's been 10 minutes. 10 minutes. What do you mean you need 10 minutes to type the word speedboat or airboat? What the fuck?
Demo, then proceeds to recommend pressing the F11 key.
That's slow, you can do it
At first,
faster.
I was unsure of which demo Ida could be referring to. He's no stranger to weird things happening in demos, between the 2-hour-long Lawn Trap Type 5 demo or the time he got sent to hell for drinking soda. That was
No.
until
He was
I
sent to
remembered
hell
Ida
for
specifically
baiting
chose
soda.
the Zombie Slayer demo to give to Anomi. Before I assumed the reason for sending this demo was just to verify
that's actually
himself
impressive.
as the
Holy
real
fuck.
Ida. But it seems like he had more intent that was lost on us. In the demo, Ida is playing Gary's mod and using the camera tool for cinematic effect. In Gmod, the camera's POV is toggled using a button on your keyboard. And if you remember back to Interloper A,
Using
while pressing
credit
random
mode.
keys on
Oh,
his
okay.
keyboard, Anomi
I mean, just summoning a
presses
level and then you
key
go
that toggles the point of
in the
view.
direction where the
So
level
perhaps the
finishes.
F11
Which
key
makes
is what is
sense.
used to toggle between POVs in the DM editor, allowing
Especially if
Anomi
it
to
flies.
see past the walls of the Citadel in the Project Skybox source mod. That's not all either. In Source Filmmaker, the F11 key is a button that allows you to enter the map as a TF2 character. As we all know, the DM editor and Source Filmmaker are intrinsically linked, so it appears that functionality has carried over as well.
Okay.
All that's left is for Anomi to try it out for himself.
Oh, but why though? Oh, we can move again. And we crashed.
Needless to say, it didn't go great. Pressing F11 in the client
What do you mean DirectX
does indeed
3D6.1?
switch the point of view for the camera, although I'm not quite sure what the
Use
POV
DirectX 11, boy.
is. Before we can fully grasp
There
what's
is a
happening in the
content 190
game, it is
shorts.
covered by a missing texture
I forgot
overlay,
over explaining
and
Team
an error
Fortress
shows up
2
on
Spaghetti
screen.
called Jesus.
What did it?
No fiddlesticks. What now?
Move to a crate.
Wait, what?
Well, I
Followed
wasn't.
by the oh fiddlestick sound that usually
Wasn't Team Fortress launched, like if you delete the picture of a coconut, Team Fortress 2 does not start anymore?
Signals interloper shenanigans.
Also, did they at least change, like made the source code or engine, I guess, better? Like in Source 2? Or is it the same?
The error message tells Anomi he isn't using an adapter compatible with Direct3D 6.1. Direct3D is a graphics API that's used by the Source engine. However, a particularly fascinating
better doesn't mean fixed. I mean, yeah, but is it better at least?
Version 6.1. This version of Direct3D was used in the Gold Source engine,
Jesus.
what Half-Life 1 released with.
Jesus.
This error could possibly be hinting at the possibility of the DM editor being worked on far prior to the release of the Source engine. However, despite it seeming pretty over, this isn't actually when the game crashed. Despite the missing texture overlay covering the screen, the client is still active. Anomi is still connected to the Sky Ghost. However, this problem extends past Project Skybox as well. Every Source game now has the same problem as the Project Skybox Source mod.
It has 3 pixels in it.
Visually stuck on a single frame, rendering every single game made on the Source engine unplayable. Something about Ida's suggestion to press F11 bricked the Source engine as a whole. Anomi mentions
don't think that's how it will actually work, but
sabotaging him. But what I think is more likely is that so much time has passed between the two
I don't think that's
that the
factually correct chat.
Working and is so bugged it breaks the entire engine. Ida really does seem sincere in trying to help Anomi.
We have 3 hours and 24 minutes almost.
So Anomi can never play a Source game again, can't research the interloper mystery, and nothing ever happened again. Goodbye everyone, thanks for watching.
Bye.
Okay, not really, as Anomi has found one last way to interact with the Source engine.
I'm also on a being phone, yes.
As long as I have, I'll bet you'll be pleased to find Anomi exploring a thread we haven't seen in a long time.
Oh, Timo. What is Timo doing in them?
The original Xbox version of Half-Life 2. Anomi is able to get it working on an emulator, and it is completely unaffected by the F11 glitch.
Jesus,
so
they didn't do much, did they?
Might finally get some answers as
well,
to
based on the fact how unfunctioning CS2 was on launch, yeah.
Briefly explored all the way back in episode 5. One major disadvantage of trying to investigate on the console version
then it's
of
like
curing
one of the 7 different forms of cancer on the patient.
That has made everything up until this point possible. So if Anomi is going to achieve anything on this edition of the game, he's going to need to be extra creative, because he can't rely on the developer console anymore. Fortunately, he's able to do
water
just
hazard.
that. Anomi is able to perform an exploit that allows him to clip through the floor and fall through the source void.
I guess.
As we saw in episode 5, Anomi was able to do something similar in TF2 with the help of console commands. And with any luck, he could fall into a new map in the source void and begin picking up the pieces of the investigation.
Well, I can't complain about that, because today I was on Elden Ring, I was testing how to do the Godskin Noble skip, where you run on the left of his arena, where you need to do through 2 specific jumps, where you jump in a specific way to avoid a column. Jesus. And then I had to scale a wall. I felt like a goat.
He does.
Just, to be voiced from the serial killer. Yeah, Jesus. Is Source Engine that bad? Jesus.
Void, breaking every bone in his body and killing him instantly. To the approximately 4 viewers of mine that play Dota 2, this may seem a tad familiar, as the map he landed in is none other than the map from Dota 2, something Anomi is able to pick up on. Dota fans rejoice, because this is the only time you've ever been relevant to the ARG. Just like the Project Skybox source.
Oh yeah, actually, what the fuck? Dota 2 was not mentioned. It was mentioned once or twice, I guess. Right at the beginning, but meant a really important question. Is Dota 2 getting more important in the future, or it just as irrelevant?
Mod, Dota 2 is nearly unplayable due to the texture covering the screen. But behind that overlay, the game is still running like normal.
Dota 2 isn't
Working
Source
off of
anymore,
this assumption,
Jesus.
Anomi is able to maneuver his character in Dota
That's
to the very
wild.
spot Anomi fell in.
It's working on
inside
the Riot
Xbox
engine.
Emulation. Even through the layers of emulation,
That would be
the
hilarious
games
if it
are
does,
connected
actually.
and in perfect sync through the source universe. Anomi can control multiple characters in the same game space using separate.
Oh, that's why Dota 2 is not, I guess, connected to the ARG that much. It's not even on Source anymore. They just built an engine. Plus, they're trying to fix Source,
Very
Jesus.
similarly to how Portal RTX functioned in episode 5.
Okay, that explains why Dota is not really in the ARG, at least so far. Maybe in the future it will be important.
And I'm going to type in get pose. So the get pose command gets to your current position.
Oh, he's using old Dota, okay.
A set pose command that lets
Like
you
all
toggle
Counter-Strike,
to a
yeah.
location. So let me see.
Does Dota get more important for the ARG in the future, or...?
Looks like things are finally starting to come together.
Ooh.
Since this description dropped, I've been grasping at straws trying to theorize what it could mean, and we finally have an answer. These are coordinates for the source void. Within the great expanse of the source void, there is something so important to Ida, he tasked J-Man with finding it in the void and destroying it for good. Back to Anomi's investigation, armed with the knowledge that games are connected through the Xbox emulation, Anomi is able to use the git pause command to send Gordon Freeman to the Shadow Realm. So
he lost to Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel then.
Characters from different games into a separate client, then there could be a possibility that game logic carries over as well. The current problem inhibiting Anomi's ability to explore the void is the fact he's currently dead. But what if he wasn't?
Yeah, what if he was not? What do you mean now? Yes?
No, other way. I think it's gonna work.
Oh, he's... Okay, that's fucking impressive, though.
Using this Looney Tunes logic idea, Anomi is actually able to successfully
that's a really good
revive his
idea.
character back from death. Not only that, but by using the engineer from Team Fortress 2, he can teleport himself out of the Dota 2 map to entirely new areas of the source void.
Wait.
It seems like we're finally starting to grasp the vision of the immersive massive universe Valve envisioned for the source engine.
Wait, can he go
Something
back to the
public
Half-Life
was never allowed to
map?
see, and something that was
With
canceled
the AI?
before launch and covered up with only a secret message implanted in the game that could lead to its
For
discovery.
GG.
Which leads us all back to the question of why. Why was all of this work poured into this
Every
massive,
number is from
expansive universe,
one variable
the
set
very
from
goal
every
of the
game,
source
so it would
engine
work. Oh god
just to be
damn.
poured down the drain?
Jesus.
Maybe in time,
That's a really
we'll
cool
find our
plot
answer.
twist.
Using an engineer's teleporter, Anomi is able to leave the Dota 2 map and explore upward from TF2. And in this map, Anomi finds some peculiar things.
He's like in the nine circles of hell. That's how spaghetti is. One number being changed can broke the entire game. Yeah. I don't think it should be like that, but well, I can't make it better, so I can't complain.
Looks like Medic has been turned into a tickle monster. Another strange
Why is the
find
medic- why is
inside
the
of one
medic
of the
joking
spawn
it?
rooms on the map. Inside the room, you can hear the team select music
Jesus.
play, and within the room, you can see the view models of every class suspended in the air. The way these view models hang in the air is very reminiscent
Oh, he's
of
trying
how
to
Type
enter.
5 demos start. So perhaps the implication of this room is that this is where multiple dynamic NPCs spawned before wandering off, leaving the view models behind. And if that's the case, what the hell happened to Medic after leaving the room? Exploring
He got
further in
itching.
the map,
He's
Anomi comes
currently
across a
scratching
giant
himself.
boulder floating into the void, just like props were in Half-Life 2.
I guess.
Props are being pulled across the entire Source universe for some sort of grand purpose, the likes of which we still can't comprehend.
What the
Pushing
fuck?
forward, Anomi teleports himself to a map in Portal 2.
How?
However, it's so dark, it's hard to make out where exactly he is. After exploring for a little while, you can hear the teleporter exit sound.
Oh no. The medic
Something
followed
has
him.
just entered the map. Anomi isn't alone here. And shortly after, we find what may be the culprit. Barney from Half-Life, stuck in a wall, just like the Tickle Monster medic.
Hello, Barney.
Moving on, the next map Anomi visits is the most interesting one yet. Free Space 09, a custom map for Gary's mod that's notable for being the map where the Zombie Slayer demo takes
Chad,
place.
who is Gary?
Unlike the other maps,
Then why are we playing his
this
mod?
one is actually filled to the brim with these strange entities.
Bro, that doesn't exist.
These
Dear Lord,
civilian models
protagonist,
that wander aimlessly,
yes.
like they're in some sort of limbo. Despite their behavior being so simple,
Oh,
there's a lot
Jesus.
about these wandering NPCs that I find interesting. One behavioral quirk they have is the ability to change colors, rapidly cycling through various different colors.
We have 24
Let's
more
rewind
minutes.
Back to Helmet Creek. You can see the light behaving just like the NPCs do, rapidly switching
And game
colors.
mechanic heavy.
Rewind
Oh.
even further back to the flash.
Hell
mode,
yeah.
And in this clip, you can see the sun exhibiting the same behavior. This flickering effect is notable for being a very common Source filmmaker error with lighting.
Okay.
Source filmmaker and the DM editor having the same exact quirk.
Right, the
it's
collaboration of
almost
all
like these two
games.
things are connected. Okay, you get it by now, but there is so much overlap between these two programs, their connection is practically undeniable. Going back to the civilian NPCs, we can see that they're also behaving in a very similar
Just in
fashion
Source
to the
history.
NPCs in Spooky Coast
That's a really
way
cool
back in
plot
episode
twist,
1.
actually.
In the past, I've labeled these strange entities as corrupted dynamic NPCs, and it looks like
CD
that
NPCs,
analysis
yes.
still holds up. They possess some of the qualities of dynamic NPCs, such as limited intelligence and the ability to move in ways unlike standard NPCs, but they seem to lack the motivation and fluidity, which leaves them aimlessly wandering and easily manipulated by Umbrella Men. These
Come on,
corrupt
Umbrella Men will never do such a
NPCs
thing.
were always a bit of an anomaly, but now we've finally gotten the closest look we've ever had inside of their natural habitat.
I guess he will. What the fuck?
Like, I can't see it very well, but it kind of looks like they're dispersing now. Are they?
Well,
Wait, what? What? Fuck, what is that?
wait, isn't that Sunny Days or whatever it was called?
Oh.
R.I.P. boy.
Through this moment,
Oh, I
we
see.
get
He's
see
gonna
that
try
the
to
Source
shoot
Void
Umbrella Man.
has its own food chain of sorts, with the corrupted NPCs forming the bottom layer, mindlessly wandering around, being just intelligent enough to sense danger in the presence of an Umbrella Man.
Wild animals,
The
yes.
top of the food chain is none other than the Umbrella Man, the apex predator. Not like that, not like that! And right in the middle of the food chain, we have the player.
The disrespectful Umbrella Man.
Actively
Someone
seeks out
calls him the doctor.
player-controlled pawn in Portal 2 and completely distorts them beyond belief, rendering Portal 2 unplayable and crashing the client.
Okay.
Just like what happened in Interloper 2. Anomi is barely able to place one last teleporter using TF2 before the engineer is caught and the game gets closed down. And where else does Anomi
Oh, he's
go
dabbing.
but Project Skybox to check up on our good friend, the Sky
There we
Ghost.
go.
And it seems
And this,
things have been quite busy. Well,
and now the Sky Ghost is gonna see him like, why are you here again? Fuck's sake! I thought I'm free.
Anomi's been away because it seems he's found the place where all the props have been slowly congregating. That's
Oh,
not
he's
all
making an
that's changed
escape
either.
plan.
In the central square of the map, there's now a giant pillar of shaking shipping containers. In episode 5,
He's trying
while
to
searching for
leave.
maps in the source void using Gary's mod 10, Anomi was playing around on GM Construct, and there's a bunch of props lying around. One of the things Anomi created on the map was a giant pillar of shipping containers. Let's consider things for a second. Anomi uses Gary's mod 10 to search the source void. Something in the void causes many of his attempts to crash.
Okay.
Later, he builds drones for the same task. During an SFM demo from the Tuesday Manifest, props are assembled to form one of these drones in the exact same way props are currently forming now.
Okay.
Putting the pieces together, is it possible that the Sky
This guy's goal is literally, if the tea house owner has the personality of the quiet kid in school holding a gun, yeah.
following us for much longer?
Like, you wanna fuck around, you will find out, bitch.
Expeditions, and was it them who created Anomi's drone in SFM? Has the Sky Ghost been here the whole time? Speaking of the Sky Ghost, they seem to be
otherwise he's just gonna
floor
observe.
in the exact same spot in the cathedral where Anomi died in Interloping.
Behold my grand experiment.
All of Anomi's source games
A
are starting
block.
to rapidly crash as the Umbrella Man finds the player in each client and distorts them.
Oh
Now,
damn.
an Umbrella Man is on the horizon.
Oh yeah, he's
and
gonna shoot the
heading
Umbrella
towards
Man.
The Sky Ghost. If the Sky Ghost is currently in the same position the player is in, and the Umbrella Man targets the player in each source game client, then that must mean that the
Monkey.
Sky Ghost has taken the role of the player in the Project Skybox source mod. That could have been what happened when Anomi pressed F11. The player and the Sky Ghost switched positions and caused errors that rippled across the entire source engine,
Oh.
breaking every single one of Anomi's games. But right now, that is the least of Anomi's concerns, because there's an Umbrella Man
switched
headed towards the
bodies.
Sky Ghost. And if they get caught,
I guess.
Project Skybox crashes, and the Sky Ghost gets murdered. He's got to save the Sky Ghost and get the hell out of here.
Can I pick up the pawn like a prop? Huh?
I guess.
Oh shit.
You have a grand battle with I like moving on 2 FPS. God, there is no fall damage.
It's really fast.
Run, but with the voice of Fiddlesticks from League of Legends. The chase sequence, cool. No, now shoot Umbrella Man. What do you mean skip? I want to see what will happen. Fuck you, mean skip.
I'm back here. Shit.
Thankfully, Anomi is able to temporarily escape.
I will skip
using
the chain
falling
sequence.
speed
Okay, I thought
from
you
jumping off
want
the
me
map,
to skip the video.
something that the Umbrella Man can't keep up with. And speaking of the
I did not see the subtitles. I watched the full video for the chain sequence. Okay.
I'm back here.
I thought you want me to skip the thing.
Thankfully, Anomi is able to temporarily escape using the falling speed from jumping off the map, something that the Umbrella Man can't keep up with.
Oh, he has an umbrella.
And speaking of the Umbrella Man, goddamn, has he seen some better days.
Nah, he's cute.
What the hell happened to you, dude?
What do you mean?
Just
He's
minutes
cute.
Earlier, we encountered an Umbrella Man who looked a lot more like what we're used to. So something about this Umbrella Man is different.
Well, he's
And what happens
hunting the
next
player.
may
I guess it
offer
it
some
evolved.
form of explanation. While falling through the map to outrun this strange Umbrella Man, Anomi stumbles across
Falling
something
survival is
truly
faster than
bizarre.
creative. No, falling without an umbrella in survival is faster than falling with an umbrella with in creative. Sauce. Oh Jesus.
While evading the Umbrella Man, Anomi falls into a strange map. While the dark fog inside of it makes Anomi's surroundings hard to discern, while passing under a sign, a small
Jesus.
piece of text can be read. Bellevue Airlines. This map
Oh.
has actually been around for more than a decade, as it's a map Anomi himself created. It's been
Okay.
featured in multiple old uploads of his, way before the Interloper series would be uploaded to YouTube. This is a map from Anomi's past. Something that
Is
was just
Anomi
an old
actually a real
memory up
person?
until now has suddenly reappeared thanks to the power of the source void. It's
And
not
friendship.
the first time one of Anomi's old maps has been able to resurface because of the Interloper mystery, as another one of Anomi's old maps found its way into the F-Sky database as part of the Tuesday Manifest. But this encounter with Anomi's past feels very different.
Oh, But why is the Umbrella Man huge? Behold. The ghost in the shell. The ghost in the shell is having a seizure, I guess. Someone showed the ghost a flashy video.
Inside of the building is a large
It was the ghost in the shell.
missing textures. The model itself is so glitched and distorted, its form can hardly be made out, but it appears to be wearing a dress as well as a sun hat. Although it may not be the exact model, the entity happens to vaguely resemble one of the characters in one of the videos this map was featured in. The strange entity is one of a kind in the sense that it actually seems benevolent. Unlike every other
I don't think it's benevolent, I think it's in agony.
To end you on sight, this entity plays a calm music track and points Anomi towards something in the distance.
Well, I think mainly because it's in constant and forever non-ending agony.
Anomi exits the building, and in the direction the entity is pointing,
she's the only brain scan character. The only. Oh.
it appears
Okay.
that the feminine figure is gesturing him towards this strange
Do we get more brain scans, or that's the only one?
hub-looking map
Like for the
directly
future,
above
in the
him.
future in
Inside
the
of
story.
hub, you can even see an entity
Ooh,
jumping around a
the
rabbit.
corn hub.
This map would be discovered to be Axelvote.
That's the only one.
central
Oh,
hub map
okay.
For a long-extinct community server for Team Fortress 2.
I thought the main character is gonna scan his brain somehow, and we're gonna explore the game.
known as Axel's Hub. This incredibly strange entity has been nicknamed
Oh,
Angel by
Jesus.
much of the interloper community. Because in
Angel.
the vast expanse of darkness that is the source void, there exists this small flickering light of benevolence in this being, like a guardian angel of sorts. And this angel is residing in a map Anomi created in his past, resembles a character he created in his past,
Oh,
and points
no.
him towards a map he very well could have played on in his past. This entity's existence seems to be a manifestation
no.
of long-lost memories of days gone by. But that's not the only oddity featured in the clip. As Anomi travels towards the hub, he passes by a bus sign. Pause the video at the right moment, and you can see that a spy's code has been written out onto the sign. Unlike
Okay.
other spy's codes Anomi manually edited into the video, he could not have been able to place this bus sign here. The spy's code
I
mystery
mean-
extends far beyond just Anomi.
He could have.
As
He
far
could
as
have put in
hub
the code
goes,
on the
it's too high up and far away,
on the sign, and then the sign was
Anomi
just
can't reach. So
just happened to be there.
unfortunately, The only way forward is down. After falling for quite some time, Anomi lands himself in an old Christmas roleplay map.
Okay.
And on this map are a bunch of corrupted
Oh,
NPCs
City
that move
15,
and lurk their
16,
way
17,
forward,
or 18, or
just
whatever
like
they
the
were called. I
Combine
think
from episode
17.
B. And it's here where Anomi figures out the purpose of the crowbar they picked up while saving the Sky Ghost.
To kill
I
NPCs?
wonder what would happen. What if I? Oh. Okay.
Okay,
So it
it's
works if you're
groovy
hovering
now.
Over something. And it looks like
I guess
dance weapon.
it makes them
He's able
sentient.
to force the dynamic NPC to dance by using the crowbar tool on him. It looks like the Sky Ghost itself imbued Anomi with this power when picking up their essence. Earlier,
Wait,
we
is the
saw
Sky Ghost dead?
Experiment with Anomi by tempting them to dance with music, and we've seen Umbrella Men bait dynamic NPCs into dancing
And also, was the
before.
Sky Ghost,
Not to
based on
mention-
what I see so far, the Sky Ghost looked more benevolent? Not evil, at least. More curious. So, was the Sky... if it's dead, like, don't spoil if it's not, and we're gonna learn in the next 3 hours. But if it was if it's dead, was it good? Because the Umbrella Man is released, the player and Sky Ghost is like... The game is confused. Okay.
All of the dancing in the F-Sky trailer and the dots are starting to connect. It appears as though dancing was a basic feature of the DM editor, a way to showcase the fluid motion the dynamic NPCs were capable of, as well as being a goofy feature of the program. Although a lot of the sense of joy and whimsy is lost when you're using it to torture sentient AI in a dark hellscape. Also notice how the crowbar tool
I don't know what you're
looks like
talking
the
about.
shotgun Ida was holding in the DM editor.
Oh,
it
yeah.
seems like Half-Life 2's weapons acted as different types of tools in the program, similar to how the tool gun functions in Gary's mod. So if the crowbar tool makes people
This is like
dance,
false
we can
running
only
the
speculate as to
emulator
what the
program
shotgun's
after
purpose
cutting the
was.
main feature.
Maybe
Ah,
killing
okay.
the Umbrella Man with buckshot, who knows? Many hours have passed since the F11 test at this point, and Anomi is running out of options.
This code
Lucy
isn't alive.
recommends using cheat
Wow.
codes.
It's an AI.
There's
It's
only
not.
one
It's not
cheat
alive
code
in
Anomi
general,
can
but
think of
you know what I
that can be
mean.
useful in the source void.
Oh, the Pokemon cheat code. I forgot what it's actually called. Oh,
Oh my god. It works.
he died.
Using the Flash Nuke cheat code on a dynamic NPC neutralizes them in the same exact way we've seen the Umbrella Man doing in the source void. Does this mean
Well, that's
that
a problem.
Flash nuking is actually utilizing the abilities of the Umbrella Man? And if
Maybe
that's
the
true,
Umbrella Man is
do
doing it.
Umbrella Men possess the world-distorting ability we've seen the Flash Nuke be capable of in the past? This could possibly explain
be.
Ida's response to the videos in Anomi's Discord showing Flash Nuke-like symptoms on the game world, even though
Oh.
presumably Ida only ever played on the PC version of the game, because entities connected to the interloper mystery can have this effect on the game world. Something like the Mona. So now that Anomi is armed with a tool that has a shot of competing against the Umbrella Man, all that's left to do
He's
is
going to
wait
try
for
to
him come
freeze
and
the.
Flash nuke his ass.
He's gonna try to freeze the Umbrella Man, and then he's gonna shoot him. That's my prediction. Flash nuking this model of. What could go wrong? What can go
Except
wrong?
That's not quite what happens.
Oh no, he'll look behind him and there will be something there.
Is it here?
Oh, there it is. Hello, Johnny.
Wait.
In this clip, we can see a T-posing figure in the distance approach the Kleiner model Anomi spaghettified, and put it out of its misery by deleting it with an error model, exactly like how it was done during Ida's goodbye video. However, this isn't even the strangest thing that this player entity does. Watch what happens next.
Oh, it's gonna try.
Is that somebody else?
Oh, it's another person.
Somebody else got
AI.
access to this?
Thingy-magic. He's trying to kill him. Oh, it's an AI, sentient AI. That reminds me of a Brought in Japan video where he was talking about when he was interviewed by Japanese TV. Are you a YouTuber? Save, please go away.
What?
Fuck you,
Well,
fuck
that guy came
yourself,
about as
fuck.
outgoing and friendly as your average Reddit mod. What the hell happened
Fuck you,
there?
fuck yourself, fuck.
Let's get to the bottom of who this guy is. I'll be
Preset
nicknaming him
messages.
Spade for obvious reasons, although that's
Didn't know
most
that.
likely not what they're actually named. The first thing you may notice about Spave is his odd appearance.
Did
And
not
he
know
should
that.
look odd because he shouldn't even exist. The model the character is using
Ooh,
is from
what
Team
the
Fortress Invasion.
fuck
a
is that?
scrapped early iteration of what would eventually become TF2. And the model they're
Ooh.
holding isn't actually a standard gravity gun,
Oh.
but rather this scrapped fizz gun from the Half-Life 2 beta. Spave is utilizing scrapped assets from very early source
Using it in
projects
shortcut
that
slurs.
normal players still don't
Jesus.
have access to. And the only thing stranger than their appearance is their behavior.
I mean, I guess the
Spave
AI is
switched
using
up on
the
Anomi
discarded
faster than
shit.
You guys will after discovering all that insider trading I've been doing. So why
Spave,
is this
please go
player's
away.
behavior
Please go
so
away.
erratic?
Fuck you, so fuck.
Because they might not even be human at all. Despite coming off as human, the player character is most likely an advanced AI entity that can think and act for itself. Let's go back to Interloper A, when
just
the
dropped
heavy
them
ambushed
down.
Anomi and took the fizz gun. They appear just like our good friend Spave, a T-posing model that can move and act on its own, as well as having the ability to influence dynamic NPCs. Spave also has a very similar speech pattern to interloper entities, putting a heavy emphasis on greetings, just like the various times we've seen interloper entities give warm welcomes in the past.
Oh, look how happy he is.
Hard-coded into them to say hello. This would explain
Yeah,
the
they
sudden
hard-coded to
switch
be
up
nice, I
whenever
guess.
Spave recognizes Anomi as a human player. Because as a dynamic NPC, Spave knows of the inherent danger that comes with being in the presence of a human player. I mean, look at what Anomi just did to the Dr. Kleiner model. That's more than enough to justify Spave's human phobia. After running for
I mean, he was just
hours
experimenting. He
evading
didn't mean to
Man,
kill him,
Anomi
I
falls
hope.
into what looks like rock bottom.
Nope, we're in the void again.
Foundational layer of the source void. And it's nothing but a massive expanse of checkerboard floors that we've seen.
How much
all
of that
over
can
the
you actually
series.
see in
From
the...
menu to Portal RTX,
I
to
guess in the
Ida's goodbye
games,
video. This
if
checkerboard
Valve actually
floor
made it
has
in,
been a constant
or made
throughout the series.
all of those things in.
Okay. I've been walking straight forward for like 20 minutes.
Welcome to F-Sky.
Like, you know, this might be the lower limit I was talking about earlier. Wait.
Oh!
Sky Ghost.
Hello, Sky.
The Sky Ghost has been with Anomi ever since he picked her up, but now she's made her presence a bit more known. And she's pointing in a direction much like Olive did earlier, guiding Anomi
Apparently F-Sky's not
towards
evil.
something in the distance. Over 24 hours after pressing F11, and after an hour and a half of walking down the checkered void following the Sky Ghost directions, this happens.
He meets God. And God is a space turtle, apparently.
The torso of a woman's body stands motionless in the checkered void, emitting strange music with three small orbs
I
orbiting
guess
itself. The most odd
she
feature
meets
of
the
this
gnomes
strange
for
figure
little, from
is that
Little
instead of the
Nightmares.
head, there's a large cone in its place.
We don't talk about that. Oh, we reached the coordinates.
Oh, wow. There are so many striking similarities between this strange entity and so many other aspects of the Interloper series. The torso resembles the Mona from Ida's Goodbye video. The cone is similar to the entity we saw in Gris.
Oh, it's just
the cone
a
head
cone.
And small orbs orbiting the figure resemble the Project Skybox logo, whose true goal we still don't know. There's so many revolving pieces right now and so much to speculate on, but in order to piece any of it together, we need to see what happens next.
What? I guess I looked at chat for a second and that happened. I have no mouth, but I must scream where they merged. E. I think we crashed the game. Oh, my PC crashed. I'll never mind, it's not my PC.
Huh? Wait. What? The emulator. Wait, hold on. Oh, no, no, no. No, 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 no.
Invalid CD key?
Invalid CD key. Please enter a valid...
What the fuck did the Sky Ghost did?
Seriously?
I guess. What the fuck?
That's it?
Interlope complete. Based on fact, we have 3 more hours. I don't think it's complete, chat. Interlope
After that
D.
cliffhanger, it would take another 2 months for Interloper D to be uploaded. Thankfully, you don't have to wait. This episode dives into the aftermath of the sky crash incident of the previous episode.
Next stream.
Now, we get to see how the sky crash impacted the emulator. As it turns out, the program has been completely reshaped into something.
Next stream. Next Monday we continue with this. I hope I remember everything that happened today, because holy fuck. Also chat, tomorrow we're playing Do you know what we're playing tomorrow, chat? Huh? We're playing Castlevania. And I'm extremely excited, actually. I may not look like that, because I'm tired as fuck and I'm barely staying awake. But I'm extremely excited about it. Ow. But anyway, thank you for watching. We're gonna see each other tomorrow. Metroid. I know that's in the future. When I get, I guess, when I see Metroid Man, and then we may play the first in the future. But anyway, thank you for watching. We're gonna see each other tomorrow. Until then, Hot Meme Simulator 2, yes. But again, thank you for watching. We're gonna see each other next time. Until then, don't forget, have fun everyone, and sleep. Because sleep apparently is important, because I cannot stay awake anymore. Bye, chat.